Welcome, my little couch potatoes, to the comfiest courtroom on the internet. I'm your host, Llama, and it's time for dramatic testimony, overruled objections, and absolutely unqualified opinions. So grab your snuggiest blanket, some delicious snacks, and get ready to watch court with your internet besties. This is Couch Court with Llama.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, I suppose. I suppose it is Monday, isn't it? Well, I hope you're having a good one, right? Good start to a new week, end of October. Ooh, Halloween week. Anyway, hope you all had a good weekend. We are here with day 5 of New Hampshire. Zoe, I'm going to need you to please get out from there. You are all caught in the headphones. Oh my goodness. You are. Oh, she is something else, y'all. I'll tell you what. She is something else. She's annoyed because I'm not in bed like I was all weekend. She's like, excuse me. Excuse me. Where are my pets? All right. Anyway, so we're here for day 5 of New Hampshire versus Dustin Duren. He is still on the stand. He hasn't even done cross yet. I think it's probably going to take all morning. I hope so anyway. And then from there, we'll be seeing where the trial goes. I mean, I think it's going to be wrapped up before Wednesday, but Wednesday at the latest, I think. I don't think it's going to last all week. We'll see. Good morning, Lady in Gray. Good morning. Sorry, I need to take a sip of coffee. I haven't had any yet, except for that's like my second sip. So, good morning, Michael. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. P. Lola's mom, good morning and happy Monday to you as well. I had a fairly productive-ish weekend. Not as productive as I wanted it to be, but I did work a lot. And then I stayed up. I'm such a nerd. I was up very late last night. Why were you up late last night, Llama? Why do you look so tired? Well, because I didn't go to sleep till like 1 a.m. Why? Because I was busy reading a newspaper from 1883 in Kansas. I'm almost embarrassed to admit that. So, the Library of Congress has like all sorts of things there for free, right? And one of the things they have is newspapers, okay? Like a bunch of from all over the place, all the years, all that fun stuff. And I've been stuck on this place in Kansas. The paper is called the Abilene Herald, and it is fascinating to read. I know it sounds weird, like Llama Light. No, it's fascinating. They put all the town gossip in there. They shame people. They cover events that are going in the world. And this is the thing, right? Is like everybody's like, oh, today, today's world, it's so this, and this. And it's like, yeah, it's always been that way. People have always been the same. Same problems, just different pieces, but it's the same game. Anyway, so that's what I was up late doing, like a nerd. Lady and Grace says, do we have any idea who the defense will call after the defendant? Anyone? Now, they said they had... oh, wait, the aunt already testified. And then they said they might use Shannon and that Anton guy as rebuttal witnesses. So maybe those two, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Lady and Gray and I still Saturday morning, we were talking about this, just freaking annoyed. One of the things, and I've thought about this case all weekend because it is infuriating to me, this guy, right? So like he's in, he tells the story of this almost break into their house when they were in Vegas, right? Remember, he wants you to know that he was trained to, what's the word? Erase the threat with his military training. Was to eradicate the threat. I'm sorry, eradicate was the word he used, right? And that's part of his defense for him shooting and killing Caitlyn, right? Well, it was just automatic. It just happened. All right. But in Vegas, a couple years before, he says some rando was trying to break into his house and he had the gun and he was holding the door shut while this guy's, busting in, and he calls the cops and they didn't show up for like 30 minutes. And I'm sitting there thinking, Like, this story's not helping you at all, because here, in that example, it's a really good example of self-defense. Yet, you showed restraint for a complete stranger who you thought was breaking the house with your daughter inside. Make it make sense, sir. Make it make sense. Pilola's mom says, I rewatched him on the stand yesterday. Oh, bless you, Pilola's mom. And this guy has no emotions, smirked, and everything he says cannot be collaborated because she's dead. I bet her last day on earth was miserable with him and fright. I agree. Nothing he says makes a whole lot of, it's all bullshit excuses, if you ask me. And I don't agree with any of them. Hello, Tracy. Hello. Good morning to you. I hope you've had a great weekend. Tracy says, we also just have more access to see the drama now. Yeah, we do. I love it. Oh, you're talking about the news. That's true as well. But humans are always human, and it's great. Good stuff. Good morning, Angie. Good morning. Lady in Gray says, yeah, that's so crazy. I don't believe that event happened. Like you said, it all me either. Like, doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. Bilola's mom. And why did he have a 4-year-old in his bed? He didn't allow her to sleep with her mom. Well, no, I thought the night that she stayed, they switched. The baby was in his bed, and then Elowen was in the air mattress, but it's like right there. I'm stuck on not who the children were sleeping with, but why the air mattress was set up because he said, like, he turned the old living room into his bedroom, and then the dining room is like the living room. And he said that he set up the air mattress in between the like walkways because they had like, he said, those glass French doors or something like that, separating the two. When the girls, he had a whole ass room set up for them. Like, if you hated this woman so much, why don't you just put them in the girls' room? Because he wanted to keep an eye on her. That's why. He wanted to keep an eye on her. So, not falling for your stuff, Dustin. So I'm saying. Oh, he said he took the 4. Oh. Either way, because remember, Caitlyn's plan, possibly, maybe, was that she was going to try to escape with the kids in the morning when he was sleeping. But obviously that plan backfired. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Oh. Interesting. Who did you want? Nick, are you talking about, oh gosh, what is that guy's last name? The YouTuber, Nick, he's from one of the Scandinavian countries. Starro, right? Is that his name? Is that who you watched it with? Their relationship is so weird. It's so weird. I don't for 1 second believe anything that he says. And I'm curious today. So they leave off. In case y'all forgot, Friday, Dustin's on the stand, right? And they end a little bit early because his lawyer doesn't want to end on the murder, right? So they ended his testimony at the point where him and Caitlyn had met up at the restaurant. So they're still at the restaurant. They haven't driven back to his house yet. So they will probably start there this morning. I'm curious to see if he's going to be like more emotional today than he was Friday. Because Friday, he wasn't like emotional at all. It was very weird. I think he hated Caitlyn so much. That's what I think. Because I don't see how like you could do that to the other parent in a situation like this where really nothing was happening. It's because you hate her. Okay, so that is the right Nick. Okay. Yes, I know who that is. That's great. I didn't know that they were he was streaming it as well. It's crazy. Good morning, Savage. Good morning. Hope you're doing great. Well, I got word on hopefully our next trial. We'll find out Thursday for sure. But if so, guess what? We're not going to have to wait a couple weeks for a new trial. No. So, y'all remember Devin Michaels out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you haven't seen it. But in July, she was supposed to be sentenced for the killing and beheading of her lover slash former father-in-law slash baby daddy. Yeah. And so she's supposed to be sentenced for that murder. She took a plea deal for like 15 years for manslaughter, right? So the sentencing is in July. They get there in court, they're ready to be sentenced, and then homegirl is like breaks the fuck down in court, has a whole emotional outburst. It's worth watching, I'll tell you that. And she is like, I'm not guilty. I'm 100% innocent. People keep telling me to do things. I'm so confused. I didn't do this. I didn't do this, right? She's fucking losing her shit. All right. So the prosecution's like, "Ugh, okay, well, you know what? We have to withdraw this guilty plea and go to trial because obviously this would be inappropriate. If she's you can't just because somebody says they're going to take a guilty plea, they can back out. So you have to then take it to trial, right? And so they're like, okay, well then you don't want to be sentenced, then I guess you're going to trial. And I want to say for first degree murder, not no, second degree murder, I think as well. I think they're both second degree murders. Anyway, right? So she was supposed to go to trial November 17th, but they bumped it up to November 4th. Okay. And whoever we allegedly also poured like chemicals all over his body that when they found it, the body was like still like smoking vapors or gases. I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway, it seems like a fascinating trial to watch. So I'm hoping that does in fact start on November 4th. And I think it's definitely going to be streamed because they streamed that hearing and it was something. So good morning, Kelly. Good morning. So that'll probably be what I do next, which is exciting because it was supposed to be the same time as New Mexico versus Isaac Apodaca, which I'm very interested in as well. And now it looks like we might be able to do both. But you know how my luck is with trials. So we'll find out for sure after court there on Thursday. So, but yeah, if you guys haven't yet, please like this video. Lets everybody know that we're live. This is where the party's at today. This is where you can get all your llama rants because this trial makes me very ranty. Also, members, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, we have our October Members Appreciation Stream. So if you're a member, join us. We will be doing some Guess the Number giveaways. Some of our higher levels, they have their own giveaways that we'll do tonight. We got some announcements for new shows. I'm also going to be doing a 10-minute sneak peek of the first episode of my new mini-series, The Devil in the Bay. That'll be released in December. But members, you're going to get a 10-minute sneak peek to it tonight. So I'm very excited to show that to you. What else do we have going on in there? All sorts of things. So make sure you're there, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hit the notification bell if you haven't. So that way you don't miss when we go live with that. And then what else do we have this week? Thursday, True Crime and Wine Time. We're doing Halloween horror. We're doing 3 different little stories where the cases were inspired by horror movies. So we got those on Thursday, and they are something. Let's see, Thursday and Friday. Looks like I'll be doing some Llama Learns About at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then TMI, our Halloween special, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So, busy week today. Oh, and if I do end up covering that Vegas trial, the Devin Michaels trial, it is 3 hours behind me. So court will be a little different. That means court won't be starting until at least noon Eastern time every day. And probably till like 7 or 8 p.m. So it's going to be some different hours than we're used to. But, I mean, oh my God.
Elicit a number of statements of Caitlyn Naffziger today during Mr. Duren's testimony. Those I would argue are admissible under 8033 as statements of plan. Caitlyn Naffziger's testimony through Mr. Duren's testimony. Elicit statements of Caitlyn.
Sorry, it's not great, guys.
Mr. Duren's testimony. They're admissible under 8033 as an existing plan. But in the alternative, they're also admissible as non-hearsay for the effect on Mr. Duren. The statements themselves, not how Mr. Duren responded to those statements, although that's also admissible, but the statements themselves are non-hearsay. Rule 801C, hearsay means a statement that the declarant does not make while testifying at the current trial or hearing, and that a party offers an evidence to prove the truth of the matter asserted in the statement. And quoting from State versus Plantamuro, 171, New Hampshire 253, quote, whether a statement is hearsay depends upon the purpose for which it is offered. If a statement
They are arguing over whether Caitlyn's statements that Dustin says is hearsay.
it is not hearsay, end quote. And Plantamuro is citing State
Whatever.
versus Reinholz, 169, New Hampshire at 28. Examples of statements that are not hearsay are statements offered to prove circumstantially the state of mind of the declarant. So that would be an admissible purpose here. Statements offered to prove their effect on the listener, again an admissible purpose here. Or statements offered to prove only that they were made, why a witness pursued a course of action, or why a witness had a certain reaction. Words of legal significance. And so the statements that Caitlyn Naffziger made to Dustin Duren the day of the incident are admissible both under 8033 and as non-hearsay for the purposes including proving circumstantially the state of mind of the declarant and proving the effect on the listener. I'll also note a couple other cases, although I won't go into extensive detail. State versus Gabusi, 149 New Hampshire 327. That's a 2003 case. At a bench conference, the defendant's counsel explained that the statement would be offered not to prove the truth, but to show the defendant's belief. And the Supreme Court found that the trial court improperly excluded those statements. And in State versus McPherson, 127 New Hampshire 826, a 1986 case, the Supreme Court found that the trial court committed reversible error in excluding statements that were sought to be introduced not for their truth, but for the state of mind of the defendant. And so I want to just be clear that, that the argument that statements offered not for their truth are hearsay is not one that is legally correct, just to kind of preempt any need for extensive bench conferences while the jury is here.
Understood. Attorney Reed.
Your Honor, the state's well aware of what hearsay is and is not. We appreciate the lesson from defense counsel this morning. We'll object as statements become necessary to have objections.
She just
specifically
appreciated
going back to Friday, Attorney Kettles, is there any specific issue that you want to, understanding the argument generally speaking, is there anything, if we parse this going forward as opposed to going backward, is there any specific issue going backward?
Going backward, I think that the court erred in not allowing Mr. Duren to testify about the specific texts that he received from Ms. Naffziger for their impact on him. What the texts themselves said. The court allowed him to testify that he received texts and that they had an impact on him, but the language of the text themselves should have been admitted.
Okay, Attorney Duren.
Your Honor, the language of the text is hearsay. Defense counsel was given every opportunity to discuss the defendant's impression of those texts and what it meant. The testimony is what it is from last week.
So this is the same issue we're having on Friday. If they're offered not for their truth, hearsay, that's what the case law says.
With respect to texts, one of the things that I discussed during the bench conferences was there a specific text message that, out of many, that defendant wanted to introduce? And I know there was a large portion or a large volume of text messages. I note there wasn't any specific motion in limine relative to the voluminous text messages that are likely to exist. I haven't seen them. They weren't provided to me, not that they had to be provided to me, but again, I would note that there wasn't a specific motion in limine relative to text messages so that they can be appropriately sanitized and addressed, which is typically what happens when there's a slew of text messages in any case. In modern communication habits, modern technology, modern society, communication, there's a lot of text messages that go on. And my experience is typically if those are going to be highly probative on any issue, they will specifically be brought to the court's attention for purposes of editing and sanitizing what is usually quite a lot of hearsay and quite a lot of issues that come up, whether it's in texts or emails, quite frankly. And I note there wasn't a specific motion in limine relative to text messages. And again, I think that the state of the evidence on Friday was that I was allowing defendant to testify about the effect of the text messages on him. So again, is there a specific issue within the scope of that, within the scope of my prior rulings? Is there something specific that defense counsel, one specific text or comment that the defendant is asking me to reconsider at this point in time?
Yes, Judge, as I mentioned on Friday, the specific text that we were seeking to admit, and I'm not seeking to have this entire packet admitted to the jury.
Okay.
Mr. Duren can testify what the texts he received are, and that would be sufficient. So the ones that I think are particularly at issue are the text messages where Mr. Duren asks, so were you planning to stay with her or are you staying at our house? And Ms. Naffziger responds, I spent most of my childhood running out the back door barefoot and hiding in the woods. I am not going to trap myself in an unfamiliar place where I am uncomfortable for several consecutive days. No one benefits from someone being debilitatingly anxious. And Mr. Duren responds, okay. The second step.
Okay, so let's stop right there. So are you seeking to admit that one?
Yes, I'd like to have Mr. Duren testify as to that exchange.
Okay. Duren.
Your Honor, we understand that defense counsel is standing in front of this court saying that we're not trying to admit those for the truth. Mr. Duren was able to testify, however, that based on that text message communication, he didn't believe that Caitlyn was going to be staying at his house. There are statements inside of that. You want to talk about what her anxiety is, what the basis of her anxiety is, why she would feel trapped. We're not able to get into the relationship with Mr. Duren in terms of Ms. Naffziger's feelings, but that sure brings some of them up. Your Honor, the exact content of the text message is exactly what defense counsel is trying to get into. They're trying to put that in. Otherwise, the impression that Mr. Duren has from it is sufficient. She wasn't going to stay there, and he has testified to that over the last 3.5 hours.
As to that specific text message, motion to reconsider as to that specific message denied. Next one.
Yes, Judge, and again, this is a set that I reviewed specifically with the court on Friday.
Yep.
Is it just you and Brenda? Is the question from Mr. Duren. The response is, she'll drop me in Balin. She has to get back to work more, from Ms. Naffziger. And then Mr. Duren says, is she picking you back up then? And Judge, I think we have a fundamental issue here, which is that the content itself is admissible as non-hearsay. Not just the response of like, this is how the text made me feel, but that what the text says is admissible under Gabusi, McPherson, under Plantamuro, and under Rule 801C2. And so it's not just the response, because the response is meaningless without understanding what causes the effect on Mr. Duren.
Okay, with respect to that one, Attorney Duren.
Your Honor, if that's defense counsel's argument, then they're arguing that the response comes in for the truth. They're arguing that the response itself and the content of it is what the jury should consider.
The effect on Mr.
But
Duren.
what the effect is on Mr. Duren, he has testified to. And the only effect, it's not like it affects him in any way other than based on that text message, he knows that Brenda isn't going to be at the restaurant. He doesn't know what's going to happen at the end. He knows she's dropping Caitlyn off. The content of the text message is what defense counsel is trying to get in here. They're attempting to be able to put that conversation in front of this jury and put it in as truth and fact, which is fine, but that makes it hearsay, and there are statements inside of these text messages that are not admissible. And as such, Mr. Duren has, and again, he testified
I'm going to read
for
all
3
the
hours on
messages.
Friday about the background. We haven't even gotten to the crime that this jury is here to consider, and defense counsel now wants to get back into something that he's already testified to, which is that he knew when he went to the restaurant that Caitlyn didn't have a ride, that she was dropped off and left there. It's been testified to. It's very clear this jury already has it. And the state relies on its arguments that were made at the bench and relies on the ruling of the court.
And Judge, as I stated on Friday afternoon at the bench, for statements that are not admitted for their truth, the defense would not object to a limiting instruction, saying these are being admitted not for their truth, but for the effect on Mr. Duren.
And with respect to the statements that you've just indicated relative to that text message, number one, I fail to see the distinction between how they're not being offered for their truth. In other words, I understand the effect upon Mr. Duren. He's testifying about the effect that it's receiving upon him.
Good problems.
Testifying about the scope of his knowledge as it relates to what he's thinking, as it relates to his objective state of mind. In other words, what he's going to do next. And I think he's also testified relative to his subjective state of mind, the effect that it has upon him. And I fail to see the evidentiary value when it seems to me that they are being offered for their truth as it relates to the effect upon what's going to happen during the day compared to the effect that it has upon him as a listener. So it seems to me that they are being offered for their truth. I understand that you're arguing that they're not being offered for their truth, but the truth of the statement is the effect that it has upon the listener under the circumstances.
Judge, let me give an example. If I am in a car accident, if my car is hit by a red car, and I call the police and I say, I just got in a car accident, I just got hit by a blue car, and the police then go and stop a blue car that they feel was involved in the offense.
Mhm.
My statement, I just got hit by a blue car, is admissible, a statement itself, for its effect on the listener, even though it's not true. So regardless of the truth of the statement itself had an effect on the listener, and that's the reason why it's being admitted. So whether or not, right, this statement would be admissible under its theory, whether Brenda had gone with him or not, or her or not, whether or not it was true. It's not about the truth of the statement. The fact that it happens to be correct is irrelevant under this theory of admissibility. It is the fact that that had an effect on Mr. Duren, and he did something, he felt something in response. The same way the police would do something in response to my statement, I got hit by a blue car.
Understood.
Just to be clear, Your Honor, my notes from the testimony indicates that the defendant stated that based on the text conversation, he knew that Brenda was going to drop Caitlyn off. That confused him because it was a long drive. So all of this is already there, and none of it is relevant to whether he murdered Ms. Naffziger or acted in self-defense.
Okay, with respect to that one, again, right now we're going backwards. With respect to backwards, I will deny any motion reconsideration relative to that specific statement, again, going backwards. Next statement, Attorney Kellis.
Judge, the rest I think is an issue that'll come up
Prospective?
prospectively.
Prospective, okay. And understood relative to prospective as well. But are you satisfied with the argument retrospective?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right. Anything further on that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, anything further at this point, Attorney Duren?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Bring the jury. Let's go.
Ready for jury counsel?
I'm ready.
Yes, I'll just ask Mr. Duren to retake the stand.
Okay, please.
Ready to hear what more BS he's going to spew to us today? Are you ready? I'm ready. Fucking guy. Look at him with his normal sized cup.
Look at even like the body language he's giving off is like, look, I'm a nice guy. Look how, meek I am. I'm just a good little boy. He's so patient, so nice, not threatening. Let's go, Michael says. Agreed. Sorry, if I'm very sniffly today, it's because we had to turn our furnace on finally. And if you have one of those, it is dry in here. My nose is not happy about it. I'm not sick, but it is just very dry. If you know, you know. So I'm sorry if that bothers anybody. Rick Miranda, don't
Hey, good morning.
change
Thank you. Please be
the
seated.
name, savage. Rick Miranda's just a saint.
Hey, good morning, members of the jury. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your punctuality. As I've asked you in the past, I'll ask you again, because there is a media presence with respect to this particular proceeding. I have instructed you to not avoid any exposure relative to any media coverage. But I would ask you now, if you have received any media coverage, as you've received any information or have reviewed anything relative to any media coverage, even if it was inadvertent, I would ask that you please raise your hand and indicate so that we can address it. Okay, let the record reflect that none of the jurors have raised their hands. Thank you very much for adhering to my instructions, following my instructions. And with that, we'll proceed. Attorney Kettles?
What do you think is in that wooden thing on the wall there behind the easels?
Dustin, where we left off yesterday, you had just returned from the library and eaten lunch. Can you tell me what happened after lunch?
So this was at the house. Caitlyn, Elwin, and Valen were all playing in the girls' room. And at that point, I'm just kind of working on things, kind of getting stuff set up for the weekend and the following week. And then every so often, I would go to the room just to ask, hey, what's going on? Is Brenda picking you up here? Are we meeting her somewhere?
Smarty pants
Just
in the chat.
what's the plan? What is going on?
What did Caitlyn say in response?
She was not responding. She was completely ignoring me. Just kept playing with the girls. So about every 15, maybe it was a half an hour, maybe every 15 minutes, a half an hour, I would come back and ask again, hey, what's going on? What is the plan?
So that's not
and
annoying
she
at
just
all.
kept ignoring me.
What did you think when she kept ignoring you?
So I don't know what's going on. So with backing up to what was happening prior to, again, she was saying that she didn't want to stay at the house, which is fine. But then all of a sudden Brenda isn't coming with us to the restaurant. She's not staying there. She wanted to come back to the house all of a sudden. I'm confused about what is going on. There's a lot going through my head. And one of the things that's in the back of my head, which is why I'm bringing up these stories in the first place, is that the last time she was ignoring me and not telling me what was going on was when she stole Valen out of Nevada.
It's not stealing when it's your kid.
At
Objection.
some point, did you tell Caitlyn that she couldn't stay in your apartment anymore?
Yes. So this is when I'm continually asking her about what's going on. I'm saying, hey, I said that you could stay the night, but you can't stay longer. So what is the plan? You can't stay here. What is the plan? If I need to drive you all the way back to Hampton, fine, but I need to know what is going on.
What was the next thing that she did besides just ignoring you and playing with the girls?
So eventually, at this point, it was getting dark. And eventually, as I'm saying this, she finally gets up. She still hasn't said anything, but she finally gets up and goes to the couch in the living room. And she's on her phone. I don't know what she's doing. It looks like she's texting. So I'm thinking, okay, progress is being made. Like, okay, I'm assuming she's texting Brenda. Okay, she's figuring something out. Good, we're making progress here.
Nobody thinks that's what he was thinking, right?
What the plan was?
So after, again, I don't know how long this would have been, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. But again, she wasn't saying anything. So I'm asking again, are you talking with Brenda? Like, what's going on? What's the plan? And she's still not saying anything. So at this point, like, I'm obviously pretty frustrated. At this point, I'm just saying, okay, you know what? You're not responding. We're clearly not getting anywhere here. So then I'm making the decision that then I'll drive you all the way back to Hampton. I'll drive you the 3 hours or whatever it is, all the way back there.
Because he's such a nice guy.
But we need to leave now. You can't be here any longer. We need to leave now.
And what was going through your head at this point that you're telling her we need to leave now?
So again, I don't know what's going on. And again, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh, the last time that she wasn't communicating with me was in Nevada with Valen. And I don't know who she's texting. She's sitting on her phone. I don't know who she's texting. If, like, did people come to New Hampshire with her? I don't know. Was she texting other people to, like, come to the house and that's why she didn't want to leave? Like, I didn't know what was going on. I wanted her out of the house. I did not know the situation. I did not know what was going on, but something was happening. Something was seriously wrong. I wanted to
My way.
get out of the house.
And what did you do next?
So at this point, this is when I get Valen and I start putting her in the car seat. And so I'm putting her in the car seat in front of the kitchen, sort of at the doorway in front of the kitchen, also in front of the doorway to the bathroom, and it's in the hallway that leads outside to the garage. So I'm putting her in the car seat. At this point, Elwyn she's still kind of playing in the room and going back and forth and seeing what we're doing. So at this point, she's out like, okay, we're going somewhere. So she comes out and she's standing behind me in the kitchen. And this is when Caitlyn gets up from the couch, grabs Elwyn, and then takes her back to the couch.
The horror.
When she takes her back to the couch, how are the two of them seated?
So, yeah, after I finish buckling in Valen, then I go into the living room and I see, so Elwyn's sort of straddling Caitlyn's right leg. She's facing me, so like Elwyn's legs are on the outside of Caitlyn's right leg. And then she's facing out towards me. And at this point, just Caitlyn has one arm around Elwyn, like around her chest.
And what did you do when you saw Caitlyn holding Elwyn from behind?
So I just started saying, hey, what are you doing? We need to
Her
go.
one arm.
And at this point, this is really to where this is the first time she said anything in which she just said, no, I'm not leaving.
What did you do when she said, no, I'm not leaving?
So again, I start saying, no, we need to leave. We need to go. And at this point, I go up and I try to grab Elwyn. And what ends up happening is she pulls back on Elwyn and sort of yanks her out of my reach, like away from me. So she yanks her back and I immediately step back going, whoa, 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 what is going on? What are you doing? Let Elwyn go.
And so Caitlyn yanks Elwyn back. How is she holding Elwyn at this point?
So at this point, just again this was with, I guess probably one arm at this point, but holding her across the chest and then like yanking her backwards.
Her whole 114-pound body
Why
arm.
did you let go?
Because I couldn't hurt Elwyn. I didn't want her to be hurt.
He's such a good dad.
What did you do next after you let go?
So I'm really trying to ask, like, what is going on now? Like something is seriously wrong. What is going on? And this is where she first starts really talking, and where now she's making these demands for just a substantial amount of money that there's no way that I could pay her. And I'm telling her this, like, I can't get you this kind of money. Like, I don't have this kind of money. I'm paying you what I can. I'm sending you what I can. I can't pay this. And then at this point, this is where she's saying, or now threatening, that then, oh, if I can't pay her, then she's going to say that I kidnapped Elowen from Minnesota without her permission, and that she was going to call the cops and have me arrested, and that then I would never see the kids again.
And just to be clear, had you kidnapped Elowen from Minnesota without Caitlyn's permission?
No.
And what are you thinking at this point that you're hearing these threats?
So at this point, I think the best way to describe this, I think, is in like a Marine Corps color code system.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So it's like a situational awareness, like an internal radar system, but to where just naturally, just a normal person would just be in white. Like their radar is off. They're not, like, you're walking into a restaurant and you're not concerned with, like, you're not thinking about threats. You're thinking about like what's there to eat. But I think combat vets, probably police officers, I think can say the same thing, that they're probably going into a restaurant and they're just kind of aware of maybe suspicious people or suspicious things that are around, or they want to sit in a corner booth or with their backs against the wall so that they can visually see things. So that's just a natural yellow, like your radar is on a natural yellow.
And what is your radar on most of the time?
Yellow. So I'm constantly on yellow.
And at this point,
Called
as,
hypervigilance.
Caitlyn is making these threats, what does your internal radar do?
So now at this point, I'm in orange,
What
which
orange?
is, so I'm now seeing a potential threat. I'm seeing my child being restrained to where I can't get to her. I'm thinking of all the suspicious stuff that has been happening about how there's some sort of plan going on, but I don't know about what's happening. And now and with these threats now and her not leaving, like something is seriously wrong, something is seriously happening. And with her now holding Elowen hostage
Bullshit.
and making these demands, my radar's on, it's on orange. I'm seeing a potential threat, and now I'm observing what else is going on. So at this point, this is where I'm thinking, okay, weapons. Okay, my desk or my gun is on my desk next to the couch. I'm thinking of the knives that are behind me. I'm thinking of the doorways, like the front door is behind me. I'm thinking, is it locked? I think it is. The front door, or the door that's in front of me, is the back door towards the garage.
Calling the
I'm
cops.
thinking, okay, that door I think
Not on
is
his list.
unlocked. I'm conscious of, oh, she's been sitting on her phone. Is she texting someone? Are people coming to the house? Because I don't know what's going on. She's on her phone. Is people coming to the house? And that's why she doesn't want to leave. So now I'm thinking, I'm conscious of like the windows. Are there lights shining in the windows? Like, is someone pulling up? Are there car doors shutting? Are there people talking outside?
The answer
I'm
to
just
all these,
listening for all this stuff. It's just this heightened sense, the situational awareness, where I'm just in a heightened state trying to figure out just everything that's going on.
And what do you do while you're in this heightened state? What do you ask Caitlyn?
So I'm now, again, I'm just trying to say, hey, just let Elowen go. Like, what, really just let Elowen go. And trying to figure out like what is going on.
Michael.
And again, she's just talking about these, like how she wants money. And, oh, if I can't pay her this money, then I need to sell my car and give her the money from my car.
It works though,
And again,
bro.
I'm just
Somebody's fault
trying
you're
to
an idiot.
explain, like, I can't do this. I'm sending her what I can. I can't send her this money. And then she just continually threats that, okay,
just-
then you're never going to see the girls again.
She tells you you're never going to see the girls again?
Yes.
And what was she doing while she was telling you she's going to take your girls and you'll never see them again?
Exactly.
She's holding Elowen hostage in front of me, using her as
Objection.
leverage to try to get what she wanted.
What are your
Too
daughters?
fucking dramatic, this guy.
So Elowen's crying, and this is why I'm saying, like, Elowen, like, she's smart. She knows when something wrong is happening. So she's crying already. Vaylin's crying. She's in the hallway, and I can't specifically see her. Like, at this point, too, I can't take my eyes off of Elowen or Caitlyn. And, like, I don't even want to go into the kitchen to check on Vaylin. Like, I can't just take my eyes off of them. This potential threat, I can't go over there and check on Vaylin. So that's stressing me out, too, of Vaylin crying in the hallway. It just, yeah, it's just adding to the stress.
So what do you do?
So at this point, I'm saying again, just let Elowen go. And I try to grab Elowen again. And at this point, again, now I'm trying harder to get her. So now
Yeah, this was
Caitlyn
awesome.
is
Very,
trying harder to keep her away from me. So again, she's pulling Elowen in tight and yanking her away from me. And so again, I back up because I don't want Elowen to get hurt in this situation.
And what do you do after the second time you try unsuccessfully to get Elowen out of this situation?
So at this point, and this is when I'm talking about the point that I'm yelling. At this point, I am yelling. I'm yelling like, what the hell do you want? I'm just
Only yelled
screaming
one
like,
time.
what the hell do you want? What is going on? Like, let Elowen go. And she's refusing to do it. She's just saying no, like, I need to pay her. And again, if I wasn't doing that, then I was never going to see the girls again.
And what was Caitlyn doing? You've said what she was saying, but how is she holding Elowen at this point?
So she's still got her at this point, still one arm, like maybe, I don't, like maybe the other arm is like on her hand or something. Like, this isn't full bear hug. This is like one arm around her chest, but yes.
Not full bear hug. Oh my
And
goodness.
what is going through your mind?
So I'm trying to figure out what to do. Just with everything that's going on, I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I get Elowen out of this situation? And I'm just pleading.
You can calm the fuck down
Just
is what you can do.
Please just let Elowen go. Just please let her go. And she, at this point, she's not responding. And to her phone, I'm noticing to her phone, because her phone was sitting down on the couch at this point, but it was on the couch and it was flashing, like white flashes, like she's getting texts or something like that. So again, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I like all I'm thinking of is I need to get Elowen out of this situation, just getting out of here.
Exactly. You're the problem.
And you had said earlier that what was going through your mind was that Caitlyn had kidnapped Vaylin before.
Yes.
Finally, thank you, state.
What's
Really?
different this time?
I mean, the big difference is because she's literally holding Elowen hostage in front of me. She's using her as leverage to try and get what she wants.
Okay.
And what are you saying at this point?
Again, I'm just pleading for her to just let Elowen go. And yeah, she's just not, at this point, she's just not responding to me anymore.
Would you hand over
So
a small
this
child?
is when I
like
try to
yelling
make
like
this
that?
final attempt to get Elowen. So my thought is, okay, I'll try to grab like Caitlyn's wrist that's across Elwyn. I'll try to grab her wrist. I'll try to get behind Elwyn's back to pull her away, to like simultaneously pull her arm and pull her away. So when I attempt this, when I try to do this, then that's when Caitlyn goes full bear hug. She's then squeezing Elwyn harder. She's yanking her away, like twisting her body and yanking her away from me. And two, she's putting her right foot up on the table. So her knee is up, and so Elwyn, being straddled on her leg, she puts her knee up, braces it on the table, and is also using her leg to pull Elwyn back away from me. And just the big thing that happened here is Elwyn screaming, Elwyn
That's
yelling.
the big thing.
And that was the point to where, again, I let go after Elwyn's scream. And I'm locking eyes with Elwyn, and she's crying. She just let out this scream. And this is where, when I'm talking about the line was crossed, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Elwyn now physically being hurt in front of me. And
She wasn't hurt though.
that was the line.
And what's going through your mind at this point when you've locked eyes with Elwyn and you can see that she's been hurt?
So then
wasn't
this
hurt.
is
The doctor said she had nothing wrong with her.
probably the best way to describe this, again, is through this system, this color system, to where now I'm going from orange to red, to where I see an immediate danger. I'm seeing an immediate threat to Elwyn, and I have to take action immediately to save Elwyn. And that's that's really what's going through my head. The single thing of, I have to get Elwyn out of this situation immediately.
What do you do?
So this is where I'm talking about, to where I say it's like, it was like muscle memory. It was like training coming out, to where I didn't have to think about what was happening. It was like, I was trained for this, and this is what I'm supposed to do. But I take then, and this is also, again, this is, like I said, it was really, really fast. The entire thing probably took like 3 to 5 seconds max. I take the 2 steps over, grab the gun. As I'm taking probably the 3 steps back over, I'm chambering around into the gun. I grab Elwyn by the shirt collar, the front of her shirt collar. I pull her forward, not to me. I pull her forward to get some sort of distance between her and Caitlyn. Pull her forward, and then fire.
Wow, buddy.
Is Elwyn still in Caitlyn's arms when you shoot?
Yes.
What happens after you fire?
I hate this guy so much.
So immediately after I
That's
shoot,
lady. You could get premeditated.
so I'm holding Elwyn by the collar. She's, again, Caitlyn is still bear hugging Elwyn at this point, but the moment I shoot, that's when Caitlyn releases. I pull Elwyn fully into me, and I immediately run out the door and run to my car.
That's right, Angie. Make it make sense. He's such a fucking piece of shit. I hate this guy so much.
Or what do you do?
So once I'm in the car, this is when, again, the very first thing I'm thinking of is I need to make sure that Elwyn is okay. So we sit down in the car, and I'm just checking her over, like physically, to make sure that there is nothing wrong with her, that there's no physical injuries wrong with her. I'm like checking through her hair to make sure that there's just nothing wrong. And there wasn't, but all she's complaining about is she's covering her ears and saying loud. But she's still responding to me. I know she can still hear me, but she's just complaining that it was loud. And as I'm checking her over, I'm not seeing anything physically wrong with her. There's also nothing on her. So I'm making sure that she was okay, and she was physically okay.
Once you make sure that Ellen is physically okay, what happens next?
So at this point, this is when I said this, to where this is when I realized what had happened, to where, like, consciously I'm realizing this wasn't just someone that I shot. This was Caitlyn. This was someone that I cared about, who was important to me and my family and my kids. This wasn't just some random person. And I immediately felt horrible. And I didn't understand what was going on. Like, why was this happening? What just happened? Why was this happening? I didn't understand it. So at this point, I'm just trying to figure out what am I supposed to do? I didn't know what I was supposed to do at this point. I'm not thinking like, yeah, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm justified actually because of XYZ. I'm thinking, no, I just shot someone that is not just a random person. This was Caitlyn. I didn't know. I'm trying to figure out what to do. And this is again to when just sort of basic instinct is coming out, to where I'm thinking, well, I need to make sure that my kids are okay. So I'm thinking, okay, Elowen is physically okay, but I need to make sure that she's mentally okay too. I need to, one, because again, I don't know who she was texting, if people were coming to the house. I didn't know what was going on. I wanted to get out of the area, out of the immediate area first. And I wanted to spend time with the girls to make sure that they were mentally okay. So at this point, this is where I am. I'm literally running into the house, just grabbing necessities. I'm like, okay, I'm just grabbing clothes. I'm grabbing blanket. I'm grabbing a pillow. I'm like grabbing like food, water. I'm just grabbing necessities to just bring back to the car. This all probably took maybe 5 minutes total as I'm just running in the house and just grabbing things. I know, yeah, I grabbed my computer and my hard drive. I guess it was because, okay, my computer is my life outside of my kids. Like, this is where I do all my work. Like, my hard drive, literally the only thing that's on my hard drive is all backups of my work. So I guess I'm just thinking like, oh, well, this is a necessity. I just have to grab it. So I just grab it. And as I put all this stuff in the car, then immediately take off after that probably took like 5 minutes.
Did you turn out the lights and deadbolt the door?
I mean, I guess I don't consciously remember doing it, but I guess it makes sense because that's just what I would normally do. Like, hey, I'm leaving the house, I'm turning off the lights, I'm locking the door. I mean, deadbolting the door, I don't even think I had the key to the actual doorknob. I think the only key I had was for the deadbolt. So I guess it was just something natural that I would do as I'm leaving the house, is just turn off the lights and lock the door.
And so, have you also put Valen in the car at this point?
Yeah, yes, Valen's in the car as well, yes. If it's not obvious, she was the very first thing I went and got from the house, yes.
And what did you do next once you had packed up the car?
So at this point, immediately got out of the immediate area. And Elwyn and Valen, they both fell asleep pretty much immediately once I started driving. So I just kept going. I just kept driving. Eventually I got to Concord, and to where they're both awake at this point. And I wanted to, again, make sure that they were mentally okay. So I park, I think this was at like a CVS or a Walgreens or something. I park in a parking lot. And I sit down with them. I'm talking with them. I'm just making sure they're okay. I'm not talking about what just happened. I'm just asking if things are okay. And talking to Elwyn specifically, I knew Valen was her same old happy self, so I wasn't worried about Valen, and she wasn't even in the room when this was going on. But Elwyn, I'm talking to Elwyn, and she seemed good. She kept saying, like, I'm okay, Dad, I'm okay. And so at this point, now I'm thinking too, okay, well, I haven't received any texts from anyone. I don't know. Again, I don't know if people were coming to the house. I haven't heard anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know if anyone knew what had happened. So I'm thinking I have to tell somebody. So at this point, I do three things.
Not the police, though.
So first I make a video just showing that we're all okay, that Elwyn and Valen specifically, that they're happy and that they're okay. So I just record a video. I'm telling Elwyn that I love her, and she's saying, I love you too, Dad, and I'm hugging her. And then Valen, I'm saying I love Valen, and Elwyn says, oh, I love you too, Valen, and we're just hugging. And
I think it's going to be a quick
and just making a recording showing that we're okay and we're happy, and that we're okay. And then I send that to my parents.
Yes.
The second thing I do, because I was already thinking this before I had called my parents, but I was thinking again, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was the right thing to do in this moment. And I didn't understand what was even happening at this point. What had happened, like the why, the what, but anyways, so I'm thinking, okay, I still want to spend more time with the girls. I want to, again, just make sure that specifically Elwyn is mentally okay. So I'm going on Google Maps, and I'm sort of planning a route west because I knew I was going to shut my phone off. So I'm planning a route southwest through New York, and I'm writing it down on a Post-it note, which the Post-it note that was still in the car, so you could literally see the route that I took. But I write it down on the Post-it note, and then 3, I call my parents.
Who do you speak to specifically?
So specifically, I call my mom, and I don't tell her anything specifically what happened. I just tell her that I shot Caitlyn, that the girls were okay, that I was gonna go dark for a little bit, as in turn my phone off, specifically because I didn't want anyone to find us at that point. I wasn't trusting anyone else to make sure that my girls were okay in that moment. Like, I was the only one that could make sure that my girls were okay.
He's the only
So
person who cares
I
enough.
didn't want to be found at that moment. So anyways, I'm telling my mom this, and I'm telling her, hey, you also need to call the cops to make sure that they know what happened. And that was the extent of the
To
conversation.
put that on
I
your
didn't tell her
parents, what
anything
a
more than that.
shitbag. Shitbag you
Who
are.
of your parents did you think would call the cops?
mean, I guess I would assumed it would be my dad, and especially as a retired deputy. I mean, I assumed he would be the one to do it.
He's so fucking selfish. That's, oh,
To your mom.
So at this point, this is where I did turn off my phone. And again, I just started driving southwest. So I drove kind of throughout the night, and made it somewhere into New York. To where it was specifically at a Love's gas station. And again, you could figure out where exactly I was from the Post-it note that I wrote down, like the directions on the Post-it note. You could find this gas station. But anyways, so I stopped there, I parked up. There was a gate or a fence in front of me, pulled up to that, and that was overlooking the freeway. Just pulled up to that, and then just the girls and I slept in the back seat and just slept for the night.
What did you do when you woke up?
So we woke up, everyone, again, Ellen seemed good. She just seemed like her happy self. I mean, we go into the gas station. I mean, we're using the restroom there. Where her interactions with Valen were all good, and everything seemed like she was acting normal, completely fine. We had breakfast there.
really
And
no one
this
thinks
is really at the point to where,
justified. I mean,
because one of the things I was thinking of doing was to drive all the way back to Minnesota to get my kids to my parents, because no one knows my kids better than my parents. No one has been more involved with my kids than my parents.
you know,
So
or their mom
they were
killed. So
my first thought of who could take care of them. So I was thinking of, okay, well, maybe I'll drive all the way back to Minnesota. But again, that seemed like a bad idea because just with the two girls, I mean, specifically with Valen too, being so young, it just didn't seem like a good idea.
that
But
was a bad idea.
to get back to it, Ellen specifically, again, she just seemed fine. She kept saying that, yeah, she's okay. And her interaction specifically with Valen, her interaction specifically with me, she seemed like her same old self. And this is really at the point to where I was thinking, okay,
Good morning,
I'm
Dave.
not going to drive all the way back to Minnesota. I should probably turn myself in at some police station. And why I was thinking Concord specifically was because that's where I had originally called, and that was the last place my phone was, or where my phone was on. So that's just why I was thinking Concord.
Look at all this thinking he's doing.
But anyways,
Just wants
so
the better.
I started driving back. Took the same path back that I had originally driven. And then started thinking that, okay, now I want to get brunch with the girls. And
I know I just got them on last night, but let's get
it probably is fair to say that, yeah, I was probably delaying things. And that's probably fair to say that I probably was just delaying things, but I just thought, okay, I want to have brunch with them
Before
And-
what?
this fucking guy.
before turning myself in.
I just wanted to have some
So-
brunch.
Did you have
That's all.
brunch with them before you turned yourself in?
No.
What happened?
So as I'm driving through Keene, so I just entered New Hampshire and I'm driving through Keene and I'm looking at restaurants. And as I said before, I see the Applebee's. I'm not looking at anyone else. By the way, I never even knew that there was an Amber Alert. I didn't even think about that would happen. So I didn't know that this was anything other than just police were trying to find me. I didn't think about anything. So anyways, I'm not like looking around at other people. I'm just looking at the Applebee's. And I've never been to Keene before. I've not been to this Applebee's. So I'm just trying to figure out like how do I get into the Applebee's? So I'm like taking a left and then I'm like, okay, well now there's a median and I can't turn left into the Applebee's. So I'm like going around this roundabout and going back right, and I'm like taking a right, and I guess I turned into the convenient MD, I guess, but then obviously that's not the Applebee's, so I'm
Carolyn.
pulling in farther through it, and I pull up in front of, literally right in front of the door to the Applebee's.
And then what happens?
So I'm just looking at the hours sign. I'm trying to see the hours, and it was closed. But I'm just trying to look out my window, just trying to see the hours, and that's when I noticed the
Applebee's even serve
police
brunch?
officer behind me, and
Oh.
I honestly, I can't remember if he had lights on. I don't remember that. He didn't have a siren on.
What did you do when you noticed the police officer?
So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, now even if he's just pulling me over just for some random thing, they're probably going to look up my plate and then see something like that this call was made or whatever.
Murder?
So at this point, I pull forward into a parking spot, and then I'm leaning back. Ellen and Valen were still asleep at this time. I'm leaning back, and again, I'm thinking like, man, I really just want to hug them. And so I'm leaning back. I'm unbuckling Valen, reaching back, unbuckling her seat, and I'm trying to wake them both up. Like, Ellen, Valen, hey, wake up, wake up.
Wake up
And they're both starting to wake up.
Did.
But at this point, this is when I start hearing people outside, like the officers outside, yelling at me to whatever, get my hands on the steering wheel or put them on the window. So at this point, I didn't want to do anything further. Like, I'm gonna follow their commands. I didn't want anything to happen to Ellen and Valen. I want to make sure that everything was good. So I was fully cooperating.
And what did you tell them?
So immediately I'm just yelling like, hey, there's kids in the car, just making sure that they know there's kids in the car. Like, be mindful of your weapons.
Oh.
There is kids in the car.
Says you, sir. Be mindful. of your weapon.
So as I'm backing up,
I just shot this one's mom.
and
Better
as
be
they're
right in front of her.
whatever, as I'm backing up and
Be
they're
mindful, police.
putting me in handcuffs, then I'm yelling too about how there's a gun in the door. So
Why are you telling them there's a gun in the door?
because it's loaded, and specifically it's in condition 1, so there's a round in the chamber, and the only reason is just because I didn't actually clear it afterwards. I didn't like take the magazine out and like unchamber the round. I just left it, just put on safe, left it, or set it in the door, the driver door.
Why did you tell them that the gun was there?
But just to make sure that they knew that there was a gun in the door. Like, I don't want them, like, whatever, bumping it or like grabbing it accidentally or just something, whatever. Just trying to be safe.
I'm like,
and
safe
just
going up,
letting
gun
them
on you
know
guys.
where a weapon is
When I
in
left
the
it,
car.
loaded on my desk.
And were you taken into custody?
So yes, and then that's when, yes, specifically I'm put in that one police cruiser. The detective did come up to me prior to, in the doorway, and he didn't really say much. He was just asking if I was okay, and then two, just if I wanted anything, if I needed food or something.
So let's talk
Did you
about
get
what
brunch with the
happened when
police? You're like,
were
well,
interviewed by the
let me
police,
get
or
your
when you
brunch.
spoke to the police.
Yes.
Why did you decide to give up your right to remain silent and talk to the police?
And just,
Idiot.
I felt like that was the right thing to do. I mean, I didn't have anything to hide. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm like, maybe I can talk this through, and like they'll help me try to figure this out of what just happened. But I'm just trying to do the honorable thing, just trying to do the right thing.
He's a great
How
guy.
long after the incident did you speak to police?
He's a good person.
So this was, I don't know like 15 hours, like 15 hours later. So really short time. So I mean, too, again, I'm clearly in shock too, because I don't know, like, again, I'm still trying to figure out like the what, the why, the how, like, what is going on. But yeah, anyways.
And tell us what's going through your head, what's kind of your emotional state while you're being interviewed?
So I'm not thinking of like, legally I'm justified, so this is completely fine.
You're not thinking that?
I'm thinking, no, I just killed someone, but not just someone. This wasn't just like a random person that was in the house. This was Caitlyn. This is the mother of my kids. This is like, I'm feeling just this incredible, really personal guilt of like, how did this happen? Like, and there's this battle in my head of, I don't feel like I did something. Like, I don't feel like this is my fault. Like, I didn't want this. Like, I didn't.
She deserved that, right?
This position together. Like, I didn't. I wasn't the one who brought this all together. I'm not the one who was like holding Elwyn hostage in front of me. I'm not the one that like was trying to plan all this stuff. Like, but at the same time, I still fired the shot. So I didn't know. I felt this really big, just personal guilt.
Because it was wrong. It was all wrong. Because you weren't justified and you know it.
In your police interview, you told police it was definitely very fast and deliberate. And then a moment later, you said it was very, very fast, very deliberate. What did you mean when you said it was fast and deliberate?
So again, with the fast, again, this, like I said, the entire process maybe took 3 seconds, like maximum 5 seconds. So again, incredibly fast. But two, I'm speaking about the physical action. I'm not talking about any sort of mental state. I'm talking about the physical action. But what I mean is like how meticulous it was, like how perfectly performed it was, to where, and especially with how fast it was, for it to be, for everything to happen
with my shooting
within 3 to 5 seconds, like those 2 steps, grabbing it, chambering it, the 3 steps back at the same time, the grabbing Elwyn, the firing,
Remember the medical examiner
so
said
fast and
she was shot
so
from 3 feet or further away.
meticulously performed. That's what I was trying to express.
So like the physical action was deliberate?
The physical action, yes.
All right, you also told the police,
This fucking guy.
it doesn't matter if she was threatening, I understand the consequences. What did you mean when you told the police, it doesn't matter if she was threatening, I understand the consequences?
Because again, this just goes back to like the biggest thing with all of this, like with everything, regardless of anything. My children don't have a mom anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just this incredible personal guilt of,
He can't even cry for his own children right now.
like, even without me understanding what had happened, and now even too, when I do understand what happened, now, like, I could have prevented this situation from happening. I could have been this better partner. I could have been a better leader, to where she would not have to even plan this out. Like, she wouldn't have to go to people like Brenda or be coerced into trying to do stuff like this.
Coerced.
Like, I should have been this better person to where this situation shouldn't have even happened.
I shouldn't have been an abuser. Doesn't even cry for his own kids.
You
And
told the police
it's
that you
crazy
didn't
to me.
know if you wanted to address whether you regretted shooting Caitlyn and that it felt like a trap question. Why did it feel like a trap question?
So either response felt like the wrong response. So if I said yes, that I regretted shooting her, then that would mean that, oh, so previously I did want to, but now I don't. Well, that's
Not what that means,
incorrect. So
sir.
that felt like a wrong response. But then if I say
Thank you,
no,
Dave, for the super.
then that means, oh, then I just don't care that she's dead, which is also a wrong response. So it felt like
Well, I'm not going to do that while he's testifying. But
whatever
thank
I
you so much
said was just
for your support.
not
I appreciate
the
it.
right answer.
I might have to use it for wine though, because this guy's. It's only 10 in the morning, and I'm ready to start drinking because I hate this guy. Just
But
kidding.
she's
I don't have
testify
any.
everything.
But yes.
What did you mean by that?
So again, like I don't mean to just keep rehashing the same thing, but obviously
I'm
Ellen's
going to.
the purpose in my life. I mean, she really is my everything. And
She, only Ellen, not fucking
just-
Valen. It's fucking weird.
like trying to understand what had happened. Just trying to figure out, like, did it matter? Like, how much did that matter? Did it matter that she was hurting Ellen in front of me? Did it matter that she was holding her hostage? And I'm just,
It's weird.
again, I just felt so horrible for it that
I agree, Savage.
I'm just trying to, I don't know. I'm trying to do the right thing.
Give me 1 minute, Dustin.
You know that sign in the Suicide Squad where it's Peacemaker and Rick Flag Jr.'s over top of him, and he's like, "Peacemaker, what a joke." That's all that's running in my head is just, Dustin, what a joke. This guy's a fucking joke.
Dustin, at this point, I don't have any more questions for you.
Okay.
Literally nothing.
Or is this an appropriate time to take our morning break?
Sure, why
I
not?
see what you would prefer. Okay, all right,
No.
members of the jury, we'll take a morning break now. It's before 10:15, so we'll get started at 10:25.
We got some ranting to do.
Again, please do not discuss the case amongst yourselves, and if anyone does, please report that to a bailiff. Thank you.
So hard, isn't he? Oh, this fucking guy. Llama rant. I'm glad I'm not the only one that is like just infuriated by this guy. I don't fucking know this guy, but I don't think there's ever been I've been this worked up about a defendant in a very long time. This guy. All right, so they're going to recess. So in the meantime, we can just sit here and talk about how much of a liar who lies this guy is. All right, so let's talk about his stupid fucking testimony he just gave over why what happened. Okay, because I feel like there's some inconsistencies here, in particular when he says, oh, she was holding Ellen with one arm. Oh, again, remember, she is 5 foot tall, 114 pounds, okay, with a 4-year-old who's moving around a lot, okay? Do you have them securely there? Probably not, as I, too, was a tiny person with a 4-year-old, okay? And then he's like, oh, but then there was a bear hug. But anyway, he says that he pulls on the collar of Elwyn's shirt to rip her away. And as he's doing that, that's when he reaches around with the gun. But the medical examiner said that the shot was from at least 3 feet or further away. So now I'm like questioning his whole freaking story there about Elwyn. So thank you, Savage, for the super chat. Ooh, Boone's Farm, Strawberry Hill. Oh man, it's gonna get wild, yo. Thank you, Savage, for the super chat. I appreciate that. So a few years ago, when my son's dad was in a very bad motorcycle accident a couple states away on the 4th of July, when I got that call and he was in, ICU, he had broken his legs, his hip. He's lucky to have survived, to be quite honest with you. When I got the phone call, it was late at night. It was like 10 or 11. And, my son is in his room and I'm just like, I don't know what to do or what to say, because we decided to wait till morning because his parents, were driving down there. So that way I'd have more information before I told little Llama. But, the thoughts ran through my mind of like, oh my God, like, what if I have to tell my son that he doesn't have a dad anymore, and how hard that was to like think about even having to do that and how devastating that would be for him, and I was upset about what was happening to his dad too, so this guy, just like the way he's acting about the whole thing, like, listen, clearly you did not have any respect or feelings for her, even though you guys aren't together. That's fine. But like, you're like, well, then I realized that my daughter's not going to have a mom. Well, it seems to me like you didn't want the mom around in the first place, but I just hate it. Lots of high school stories have sprung from some Boone's Farm bottles. Oh, right. Hangover hell indeed. His story is just, I can't believe he's rationalized all of this in his head. I mean, I can, that's what people do. But just the way that he just told that whole story, here, look, I was overthinking all of these other things because I didn't want to make the wrong decision, right? After he's done murdered her and he goes on this drive. Well, I was going to drive to Minnesota, but then I realized that was probably a bad idea. But you didn't just think the way you were behaving beforehand was a bad idea, Angie says, him being so hyper aware, paranoid, why was the gun in the living room versus near his bed? Exactly. And then the audacity to be up on the stand when he's getting arrested and be like, well, I just wanted them to be safe with the guns with my kids around. You put your children in that environment. You made it so something bad could have really happened to them after you went on the run from murdering their mom. Like, and I like how he thought he was entitled to more time with him before he turned himself in. Like, it just seems like he just wanted them to himself. Look at Savage and me keeping the lights on. Thank you both for that. I appreciate your guys' support so much. What else does this guy say that I hate besides everything? This whole, I didn't know what the plan is. She wasn't answering me. She was holding Elwyn with one arm when I asked her to give her back. Like, first of all, she hasn't seen her daughter in over a month. Okay, you haven't seen your other daughter, which that apparently you just do not give a shit about, because he was ready to put the 1-year-old back in the carrier and send them on their way. Could you imagine? One of the two of them was acting like a real parent acts, and it was not him. It was not him at all. He could give two shits whether she was there with Valen or not, and that's just crazy. It's so weird to me. And then he wants to pretend he's fucking dad of the year over here. even though he doesn't bring her diaper bag. Because remember, 15 hours goes by and poor little Valen is in a very, very, very dirty diaper because he didn't bother changing that, I guess. You know, it's fine though, because he loves Elowen that much, so it's all fine. But again, before court started up, we were talking about how he told the story in Vegas where he thought somebody was breaking into his house and he had the gun and the person was putting the foot through the door and he was just like holding the door, shut. And then he did call the police, but it took them 30 minutes to show up. So you showed amazing restraint there, but not over here in this situation. Okay, sir. Make it make sense. The tokens are awesome. Awesome. Savage says, I saw my sister on Facebook this weekend, and with 5 minutes, we were on full lockdown, and I was on the roof with my rifle because I don't know what she was looking at on her phone. Normal stuff, right? Right? Like, who gives a shit what she's doing? Like, that's what I can't get over. Like, yes, is it annoying when somebody is ignoring you, when you keep asking them questions or plans? Yeah, it is annoying. He even said like, oh, every 15 to 30 minutes, I asked her what the plan was. I'd start ignoring you too. But also it's just being annoyed. So really you were just annoyed because she wasn't talking to you. You didn't know what the plans were. You just wanted out because she wasn't playing by your rules that you wanted. And that to you was, well, if you're not going to answer my questions, you can't hold my daughter. Give her back. I mean, that's pretty much what went down. And then he decided, you know what? I'm just going to shoot her and kill her in front of our child. Like, who was it? I think it was Michael earlier that was like, I'd be life without parole for this guy. And I agree. I mean, if this is what sets this guy off to do what he did to the mother of his children and in front of his children, and then the way he behaved after, I don't think this guy's safe for society. If that's what him being annoyed because people won't answer him, he does not need to be out in the public. Sorry. I don't know if there are people that are buying his BS, but whew. Sam says, I have seen a parent choose a child over another, and it is sickening and sad. And that in itself tells me the kind of parent he is. That and the possessiveness and ownership that he thinks he is fully entitled to. It's not normal, okay? That's not how it works. Angie says, I'm really hoping he was never inappropriate with Elowen. I mean, I'm not going to say that. I think that, I think he's just possessive. I mean, that could be, but we don't know any of that to be true, and nothing was brought up that, so I don't really want to be starting those kind of rumors, but it's fucking weird. Okay? Weird, and it's not normal. It's not normal at all. And then, again, what a selfish POS who, even on the stand, he was like, yeah, I called my parents, and I told them that they should probably call the cops. Like, he doesn't even care that he put his parents in that horrible position at all. Didn't care. He does not care about how his actions affect literally everyone. It's fine. It's fine. Because he saw that as a threat. It's crazy to me. I don't think the jury's going to be out long. That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure this trial is gonna wrap up before Wednesday, because it wouldn't take me long at all. He can say self-defense all he wants to, but no, not at all. Well, I was afraid she was going to hurt Elowen. Really? You literally shot her in the head. Like, okay. And by the way, remember the ER doctor that treated Ellen, there is literally nothing wrong with Ellen. Nothing. No bruising, no scratching, no red marks, none of that. Just her ear hurt, probably because you shot a gun right by her freaking head. Just hate this guy. I think the only person that's ever really made me this angry watching is like Daryl Brooks. Daryl Brooks is the other one. Like, oh, boy, did I do a lot of ranting during that trial in my own bedroom by myself. And sometimes elbow feet when he was home to listen to that nonsense. This guy just, I think it's just his entitlement that just is really pissing me off. I'm a good guy. I'm just like everyone else, you know? And when he says to the cops, I work best under pressure. Really? Because you made no good choices under pressure at all. Now, earlier, Angie did, I think it was Angie, it's either Angie or Lady in Gray, I think it was Angie, though, said something about how his lawyer is doing a very good job in actually like advocating for her clients, which they always should do. And it doesn't mean what she's doing is like working, but he could easily have a lawyer in this case where they would not be doing as much as they're doing. So commend those lawyers for making the arguments that they do, even if it pisses us off. Because, yikes. By the way, Sam, if you're listening, I had to go make coffee earlier, and I got my cinnamon dolce Starbucks in the coffee maker. I'm pretty excited about it. Oh, okay, it was Lick. All right. It was one of you in blue. I remember that. I'm just now starting to be awake. My blood pressure is probably like 180 right now. So who's excited for Cross? I am. I hope. So we haven't seen much from the prosecutors as in like aggressiveness. They've been very passive, even in their arguments. I mean, don't get me wrong. The female prosecutor, I don't remember what her name is, but she does like to throw some sass and shade over the defense when she argues with the lawyer. So I'm hoping that at least with him, that they like are more aggressive in their questioning. I'll be interested to see what that looks like. And I wonder, who do you think is going to do it? The male attorney or the female attorney? I don't know. I kind of want it to be the female attorney because I think that might get under his skin a little bit more. Even though I'm sure he would describe himself as a feminist. I don't believe him. And how about at the end where he was like, well, you know, I regret, you know, like things in the past and, you know, that she was coerced into thinking this way. Like, bro, you know you are a piece of shit. You know you were. I could have been better. Yeah, you could have been. So, oh, you got on this morning. Nice. I'm excited too, Lady in Gray. Sam said, I love the snark this morning when she was like, I appreciate the hearsay lesson. I know, right? Like, you know, I didn't really need that. Like, I'm a lawyer too, and I know what hearsay means. But cool. Michael says, I don't know they would even have to cross. He looks bad. Oh, I don't think they even need to cross. He looks bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not. There's no way anyone is buying his fucking bullshit. Oh, I don't think sorry. I try to get your guys' correction typos right after, but I zoned out there. So I don't think they would even have to cross. He looks bad. Yes, he does. Lady in Gray says, oh, I think it will definitely get under his skin for a woman to question what he was thinking, his actions. I do too. Hold on, let me unmute. They haven't done anything. Mister, I'm a cool guy. I'm easy. Hi, Choo Choo. Good morning. Ooh, Camille. I wish Camille, they had more of her trials because she was fantastic. I hope so too. I think it is. I think she's she's like the lead, but maybe not. And she is sitting on the inner end. Usually the lead sits right there, but not always, but usually. Oh yeah, it's her. Get her. Get him. All right, I'm going to go use the restroom and stuff before we really get into it. Okay, I'll be right back.
Thank you. Please be seated. Mr. Duren, again, you're still under oath. Thank you.
May I proceed, Your Honor? Mr. Duren, you testified on Friday that it was January 19th of 2024 when Caitlyn first sent you her flight information as to how she was going to come to New Hampshire with Valen. Is that correct?
Yes,
And you hadn't quite left from Minnesota at that point. You were in fact still there until the 20th, the next day.
yes,
So it was on January 19th that you knew that Caitlyn's ticket from Minnesota to Boston was for two people, correct?
well, it was a single ticket, but yes, with both, because Valen was only one at the time.
And you knew that it was a round-trip ticket for two passengers, correct?
Yes,
But your intention was, and the thought was, that Caitlyn wouldn't bring Valen back to Minnesota, that you would keep her there with you, correct?
yes,
And you wanted Caitlyn and believed that Caitlyn was going to go to Minnesota again after that.
for a few more months, yes,
She then was going to move to New Hampshire and live about 2.5 hours away from you?
and if that was what she wanted, yes,
Were you going to let her, you weren't going to let her move into your house in Berlin, correct?
as I said earlier, I would have, if she wanted to have the conversation, I would have talked about it.
But you've testified and you have heard your statement where you told the police that your plan, as you discussed with your mom, when you would have victory was for when you had the girls and Caitlyn was gone, correct?
Because that was what was always the plan.
Now, you made it clear to police that you're a very calm person, correct?
Yes,
You do your best under stress,
I think so, yes,
and that's what you told them, correct?
yes,
Now, you've talked to us today about this Marine threat level that you function with in your daily basis, correct?
yes,
But as being a Marine, you were taught how to deal with stress, correct?
yes.
That's part of what that MCMAP training is, the Marine Combat Martial Arts Program.
Well, that's not about stress, but about drilling and training.
Well, it's a three-part process, right? It teaches you about intellectual stuff, mental training, as well as physical and disciplinary training, correct?
Sure, yes,
And so it teaches you as a Marine, because that's a high-stress job, right?
yes,
And you need to be able to assess threats, but still make decisions, correct?
yes,
All right. Now, you told the police that you only yelled at Caitlyn one time on January 29th, the day you killed her, correct?
yes.
But today you've testified that you were yelling at her, you were screaming at her. What's going on? Give Elowen back, correct?
No,
No, you
I
weren't
s-
screaming at all?
I said this was the one time that I did yell.
So you
The
yelled
one
once?
time, yes, the one time where I was yelling, yes.
And you yelled just once, one yell.
Okay, maybe it was 2 sentences.
Could it have been more than 2 sentences?
No,
You were pretty frustrated, weren't you?
I was having justifiable emotions with my child being held hostage in front of me.
And those
But
motions
yes.
were frustration, correct?
You could say that, yes.
Anger, correct?
No, I don't think so.
You weren't angry? You just said she was being held hostage. That didn't
She
make
was.
you angry?
I was frustrated, yes, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that I was angry.
But it caused you to yell just once, and that's one of what, 3 times in your entire relationship.
Yes,
Now, there was no time on January 29th of 2024 where Caitlyn hit you, correct?
no,
She never struck you?
no,
She never struck Elwyn?
no,
She never struck Valen?
no,
In the moments before you shot her, you described to police that she was holding Elwyn in a bear hug, correct?
yes.
Today you've described it as a one-arm hold, fair to say?
No, the bear hug was in the third attempt, the final attempt.
Okay, but before that, Caitlyn was only holding Elwyn with one arm.
Sure,
Well,
yes,
thank you, Michael.
5 feet tall.
yes,
She was 100
Appreciate your
pounds.
support. Thank you.
about, yeah,
Okay, well, you heard the medical examiner say he weighed her naked body.
Oh, yay.
She was 114 pounds, correct?
okay, yes,
Now, you are about 5'10", correct?
yes,
On your license, it says you were 190 pounds, fair to say?
yes,
You're bigger than she is,
yes.
stronger than she is.
But that has nothing to do with when she's holding my child hostage and restraining her.
Our child.
Bigger than she is, correct?
Yes,
Stronger than she is,
yeah,
correct?
yes,
You've had martial arts training, correct?
Thank you,
Yes.
Pulolis, not for the super sticker.
yes,
You guys are so generous today. Thank you so much.
Elwyn with one arm, you couldn't get her away.
without hurting Elwyn, no,
Whatever,
Your
sir.
testimony today is actually that you shot Caitlyn because she hurt Elwyn in a moment when you tried to pull her away, correct?
yes.
Oh, that coffee's
She had no weapons?
Well, actually, I
Mr.
should
Duren,
clarify.
You've answered the question. You had no weapons?
Hmm.
I'm sorry,
I had?
She had no weapons?
She did not have a weapon, no.
She did not have a knife.
She did not have a knife, no.
Where you were standing, you had 2 pocket knives behind you in the room, correct?
In the bedroom,
In your bedroom?
yes, behind me,
The front door was behind you.
yes,
Where you were positioned in the living room, she would have to go through you to get to the back door, correct?
yes, that's why I didn't
Look at these.
want
These
to
are good
leave
questions.
the immediate area, why I had to keep constant visual on her and Elwyn.
But you didn't have constant visual on Valen, correct?
Sadly, no,
Caitlyn did not have a gun, correct?
no.
You had the gun.
Well, the gun was, technically, the gun was closer to her, but there was a gun in the room, yes.
Now, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Caitlyn was at your house. She spent the night.
Yes,
At some point, however, even though you were nervous, because you've described that the whole time she was there, you wanted her to leave, right?
I wouldn't say I was nervous that night or the morning,
But you wanted her to leave.
yes,
You were suspicious, right?
yes,
Because you hadn't expected her to come to the house.
no,
You testified that made you nervous, correct?
yes, yes,
So you were nervous.
okay, yes,
Now, you have a gun safe in that house, a gun lockbox, right?
I do, yes,
It's in the back bedroom, right when you walk in from the back door, correct?
yes,
You didn't put the gun in that lockbox, right?
no. The gun is always near me.
Hmm.
Except when it's in the lockbox?
I guess it would depend on the situation, but it would have been rarely in the
Oh.
safe.
So it's just by you with a 4-year-old running
When
around.
the gun was on the desk, you weren't sitting at the desk, correct?
Okay.
I was previously,
You
but
didn't pick up the gun when you walked away from the desk?
no.
So the gun isn't always near you, fair to say?
I always have visual on it. This is something that is instilled in you from the Marine Corps. You always know where your weapon is. You always are aware of who's around it.
Was it instilled in you in the Marine Corps to leave your gun out on a desk if you're nervous about the other people who have access to it?
Again, I know who is around it at all times.
You've testified that about Caitlyn, correct?
Sure, yes,
Okay, and you testified today, you didn't tell the police, but you testified today, or I guess on Friday, that you had taught Caitlyn how to use that gun, correct?
yes,
Okay. And today, you testified that you were concerned because she was in close proximity to the gun, right?
which is again why I wasn't leaving the room.
But you were concerned, and that's what you testified today, that Caitlyn was in close proximity to the gun, right?
Yes,
Part of that concern that you thought maybe she might go for the gun?
and I can't say hypotheticals, but that was the point of me staying in the room and constant visual on her and Elwyn.
Okay, buddy.
Well, you can't say hypotheticals, but you sure testified that you didn't know if someone was outside your door, correct?
Yes,
That's a hypothetical, right?
I suppose so, yes.
Get him, girl.
Hypotheticals, but you sure testified that you weren't sure if Caitlyn had texted somebody to come to the house, correct?
Yes,
You can't say hypotheticals, but you sure testified that you didn't know if Caitlyn had brought other people with her from Minnesota, correct?
yes.
Love her.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit more about your calmness under stress.
Let's.
You told a story on Friday, the third story, I believe, about what happened to you in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Right? You were directed to talk about the third thing. And
Yes,
so let's talk about that third thing.
Who sent her my
In
question?
Las Vegas, one night when Caitlyn was at work, correct?
yes, I believe she was babysitting someone, yes.
Okay, but that's work, right? She was making money doing that?
Yes, yes,
You were at home and you heard a person try to get into the front door, correct?
yes,
That person was a stranger?
yes,
You didn't know them?
no,
Had no reason to have feelings for that person?
no,
No love for them?
no.
You picked up your gun when you heard that person at the door, correct?
Yes, after bringing Elwyn upstairs and made sure that she was safe upstairs and not to move.
Left her in a place in the house where you didn't have eyes on her, correct?
They would have had to got through me to get to her.
You picked up your gun?
Yes,
You made sure that it was loaded with a clip in it?
and it was loaded previously, but yes.
Okay. You racked the slide to make it ready to fire?
It was, at that point, actually, it was already loaded.
So you already had it ready to fire?
Yes,
So when you told the police in your statement that you are a person who never keeps the gun with a bullet in the chamber, that wasn't quite true, correct?
Mm.
never, I guess I shouldn't have said an absolute like never,
You're
but a
notorious for
majority of the
absolutes,
time,
sir.
it is in condition 3, not condition 1.
Okay.
So normally without a round in the chamber.
So when the person was trying to break in your front door and you picked up your gun, it was already ready to go, right?
Yes,
Was the safety on?
yes,
Did you turn it off?
no,
So you approached the stranger at your front door with a loaded gun ready to fire, but the safety's still on, correct?
yes, that is how you train.
Oh.
You don't take the safety off until immediately before you fire, and then you immediately put it back on.
Mm.
And holding that gun, you told the stranger to leave.
Yes,
Holding that gun, you told the stranger that you were armed, correct?
yes,
Yes.
Holding that gun, you opened your front door to the stranger and said you should go, correct?
yes,
Holding that gun, you showed the stranger your weapon and you said, look, I'm armed, correct?
yes.
You told the stranger you could shoot, correct?
No, but
Pretty much
I'm
implied.
flashing it, yes, yes,
You had called the police that night.
yes,
Your muscle memory didn't take over, right? You didn't just shoot the stranger,
because the stranger wasn't holding my child.
but the stranger was trying to break into the house where your child was located.
Yeah,
I
bro.
was in between that person and the child, and they
But
weren't.
so
and they were
arrogant.
never in the house.
And you didn't shoot that stranger in the head, did you?
No.
You waited for the police and the stranger just walked away.
Well, they continued banging on windows and trying to get in through windows, and then eventually left as I stayed downstairs and monitored.
Mm.
So the
Right.
person not just knocks on your door and attempts to break in, but now they're breaking through windows, you don't see your child, and you don't shoot,
They
correct?
didn't actually break a window, but they were banging on windows, yes.
You testified that on February the 14th of 2024, you called the Berlin Police Department, right?
Yes,
And you called them because you just had a fight over the phone, so you say, with Caitlyn, correct?
yes,
And that was about custody, correct?
yes.
And in that phone conversation, is it fair to say that Caitlyn made some of the same statements you've testified she made on the 29th before you shot her?
Yes,
You say that she was demanding money, she wanted the kids on her taxes, she was never gonna let you see them again, and she was gonna bring them back to Minnesota, correct?
yes,
So to call the Berlin Police Department, you had to look up that phone number, correct?
I did, yes.
You spoke with somebody for over 6 minutes at the police department, didn't you?
Okay, yes,
On February 29th, you had your cell phone with you, right?
I couldn't say where it was, but
Oh, you
had
don't
it
always have
inside
eyes on
the
it?
apartment?
yes,
You had it the whole time that she was there?
yes,
You had it the every 15 to 30 minutes that you walked in to ask her to leave and she ignored you?
well, I wasn't seeing a threat at that point.
But you were nervous.
I was, yes,
You testified just now that that made you wonder what the plan was, what she was gonna do, whether something was afoot, correct?
but I don't think that would be appropriate to call the police over.
But then, after those, you didn't shoot her then either, correct?
No,
So after going into the room every 15 to 30 minutes, and let's be clear, this is from lunchtime, correct, until it gets dark.
yes,
So
so,
let's say from noon till maybe 5 p.m.?
sure,
Okay,
Yes.
just as an average, right? So 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 hours.
Mm-hmm. Dave. Mm-hmm.
At any time during those, either the 5 hours or at any time during the day prior to shooting Caitlyn in the head, you never tried to force her to get out of your apartment, correct?
no, I didn't physically try to force her out of the home, no.
You knew that you could, right?
You can.
Because I'm stronger, I guess,
Well, you've in fact
Sure.
made her leave a home before, correct?
Your Honor, may I approach?
Have you made her leave her home before? I know. Of course, they're going to object because that it's getting close to open the door, right? He seems so arrogant. As like, well, the gun's never out of my sight. Well, I was there to protect my daughter against that stranger. Sir, the arrogance you have no one can get anything past you is unbelievable. Unbelievable. This guy's unearned confidence about things. It's fucking weird. And by the way, I think she's doing a fantastic job with the questions so far. Like, oh, so you were there for 5 hours and you didn't, try to force her out or call the cops or, anything like that. She's poking some good holes. Michael says it's going to take the jury longer to fill out paperwork than to decide he's guilty as fuck. I agree. I'm ready to sign the papers now. Let's go. His story just doesn't check out. It's not believable. It's crazy. And again, you can shoot somebody in self-defense and feel regret and sadness that it ever had to get to that point anyway. And that doesn't make you guilty, but he is just doubling down. Well, really tripling down on everything that is not good and doesn't make any sense. Oh, I almost forgot to take my medicine. Savage says, if someone is trying to break in the door, you do not open it. Wait for them to come in and then ventilate them. Exactly. You're opening a door. You don't even know what this other guys have. If that story even happened. She is.
Mr. Duren, you've made Caitlyn leave a house before, correct? Yes or no?
no.
Hmm. He seems annoyed. Maybe frustrated. Maybe we should all watch out. I don't know. This guy.
Court's indulgence. Mr. Duren, at no time before you shot Caitlyn in the head did you call the police and tell them that she was refusing to leave your home, correct?
No,
At no time before you shot her in the head did you call the police and tell them that you were afraid that she was going to harm your children, correct?
that's correct.
At no time before you shot her in the head, at any point during that day, did you call the police and say that you were afraid she would take your children, correct?
I did prior to that, but not that day, no.
You mean the February 14th phone call, correct?
Yes,
You didn't call the police back, correct?
no,
You didn't call back the officer that you spoke with for 6 minutes?
no,
You had set it up so that they were aware, correct?
yes,
But you never bothered to call them that day and say, hey, get this woman out of my house, correct?
because at the point when something,
Okay,
at the
buddy.
point that this was happening,
You
this
messed
was a moment-to-moment situation. I couldn't take my eyes or my focus off of Elwyn or Caitlyn.
Between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m., you asked Caitlyn to leave approximately, what, 12 times?
Well, yes, but that didn't seem appropriate enough a reason to call the police over.
It's called
She was staying in
trespassing.
your house against your will.
So it's kind of a
I
reason
was
you call
trying to
them.
figure out the plan.
You were not concerned enough that you needed to call the police to have her leave, correct?
At that point, no.
But even though you wanted her to leave, you did nothing to make it happen.
I was
Correct.
trying to figure out the plan.
You didn't want the cops called because they take your kid away. That's why.
Mr. Duren, after you shot the police and you've testified here today that you didn't understand what had happened, correct?
Can you clarify? I
You
shot the
testi-
police?
After you shot Caitlyn, you have testified today that you did not understand what had happened, correct?
Yes, I was trying to figure it out.
You were trained as a Marine, right?
Yes,
You know what happens when you fire a gun at somebody, correct?
yes,
You know what the intention is when you point and fire a gun at somebody, correct?
yes,
And that intention is to kill.
yes,
You knew that you had done that you had killed Caitlyn, correct?
I didn't consciously realize that it was Caitlyn until, like I said, I was in the car with Elwyn.
So you knew that there was somebody dead on the couch in your living room, right?
And you didn't know it was her.
My focus was Elwyn.
And you knew that it was Caitlyn who had set you off and made you grab the gun.
I don't know if I would say set me off, but
She crossed the line. You
Yes.
literally
You
said that.
described it as a tick, right?
yes,
Setting you off, it's a tick, right?
hurting my child in front of me, yes,
Okay. And your testimony today is that that is the reason why you fired.
yes,
After you shot her, you didn't call the police to report that you had just killed somebody inside of your own apartment.
no,
You didn't call the police and report that you had done that because somebody had hurt your child, correct?
no,
You didn't do that to say to the police, hey, I thought they were going to kidnap my child, correct?
correct,
You didn't call the police and say, hey, I thought that my child was being held hostage and I had no choice, correct?
Correct.
I did not call the police and tell them those things, no.
You never called the police, did you?
I called my parents and told them to call the police,
I
yes.
agree that's not calling
I-
the police, correct?
Technically, no.
Not technically, sir. It is not calling the police to call your parents who live thousands of miles away. Fair to say?
Okay, yes.
Let me see if I can find this prosecutor's name.
Now, Mr. Duren, you and Caitlyn ostensibly, for lack of a better term, broke up in August of 2023, correct?
Well, I guess a couple weeks before, end of July. But yes,
July?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Exactly.
And since that time, you've engaged in different arguments about the children, fair to say?
Sure, yes.
About their custody, who they should live with more often than not, fair to say?
Sure, yes.
You've had the same arguments since you broke up that you've described to us here in your testimony today, right?
Not to that extent, but yes, yes,
Okay, but you've had arguments about money since August of 2023.
yes,
You've testified that those arguments involved Caitlyn asking you for more money, correct?
yes,
All right.
You've
Guy,
had arguments
prosecutor's
about
name's
how much
Josh.
time the other parent should get to spend with each child, correct?
no, not how much they should spend. I always wanted to try to keep it 50-50.
You wanted to keep it 50-50, but since August, you've seen Valen, I think you said 93 times, and Caitlyn had her 48, correct?
Or I think it was 98 and 48 and then 15 split. But that was a lot of what Caitlyn was telling me about was just how difficult it was to try to work and also care for the kids at the same time. So it was just making sense with me having them more. That wasn't me demanding that I needed them more, no.
Okay. But you wanted to have full custody of them with her elsewhere, correct?
No, absolutely not.
You testified that you've spoken with attorneys in both Nevada and Minnesota, correct?
Yes,
You never filed for custody in Nevada? Correct?
no,
You never filed for custody in Minnesota, correct?
Did you?
You never filed paperwork with any court, correct?
no,
There is no court order that gave you sole custody of these children, correct?
Nope. Is
no,
it-
I didn't want full custody or sole custody.
And there was no court order that took away Caitlyn's rights to custody of the children, correct?
No,
She, in fact, and you had the same or equal rights to both children, correct?
Objection, speculation.
Overall,
I don't see how he does, but okay, if you say so.
that's correct, yes.
It's weird, but okay.
Now, when you walked over to your desk to pick up the gun, you picked up the gun, correct?
Yes,
You testified that you racked the slide,
yes,
that placed a bullet in the chamber, correct?
yes.
You left the safety on at that point because you were not quite ready to fire?
Well, I'm fairly certain when you rack it back, the safety gets flipped off because the hammer is back.
Caitlyn saw you pick up the gun, didn't she?
I think so.
I'm sure she
Mhm.
did, yes.
I wonder why
Heard
she
you
didn't.
rack the slide, correct?
Your Honor, may we approach?
Why? Why? I mean, I think I know why she was scared and trying to keep the girl away because you had a fucking gun that you've had for years that I'm sure was not the first time You pulled out or threatened or whatever. Sammy says you didn't want to argue about arrangements and money, so go to the courts, sir, like everybody else has to in a custody dispute. But not him. Not him. No. He's above that, Sam. He's above that. He's going to take things into his own hands.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah, you can hear it, right?
you can hear it.
You heard it in this room when Jill Terrio racked a slide on an unloaded gun, correct?
Yes,
So you can assume if Caitlin's sitting closer to the gun than you were, she heard it, right?
yes.
She reacted, didn't she?
She did not, no.
Oh, she didn't.
Caitlin didn't ask you what you were doing?
Hmm?
Maybe she
did.
attempted to say that.
Shut up. Shut up.
Attempt to say, what are you doing? Or did she say, what are you doing?
I can't say.
Oh. You don't want to say. You don't want to, sir. You can tell from his eyes that's exactly what happened. Exactly. This guy's a fucking mess. Sam, I have had the feeling that he's the type who would be walking around flashing it and ranting and raving threats. She was scared and wanted to leave with her children for safety from you. Exactly. Remember, medical examiner said it was from 3 feet or further away.
Mr. Duren, do you recall what Caitlin did that was her attempt to say, what are you doing?
No.
If she was even able to get the words out before he shot her.
Mr. Duren, you've reviewed all of the evidence for this case, correct?
I hope so, yes.
Okay, you've spoken to your attorneys about it?
Yes.
You've gone over any reports that were created?
Directly approach.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes. Hours of distress, screaming threats. There's no way he was that calm all day. If you're that annoyed because somebody won't tell you what the plans are, you weren't calm all day. You're probably a fucking asshole. Sam says, I wish we could see the room this happened in for the 3-foot range and where he most likely would be at when he was triggered. I know. I hate that we didn't see the first day. They didn't have the monitor up for, so we could see pictures. I don't know if any has made it to the public, but I don't think so. Maybe house. Let's see. I have a picture of the outside of the house. Oh, wait. What is this?
Yeah, members of the jury, I'm going to strike the last question and answer and just indicate that relative to any instructions or conduct between Mr. Duren and his attorneys would be attorney-client privileged, and you are to consider, not to consider the last question and answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Duren, I'm showing you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 33 in this matter. Just looking at that header, and I'm not asking you to read anything out loud, but looking at this document, do you recognize it?
Yes,
It's a document that was prepared, correct?
yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to take a look at this document. I'm going to ask you, counsel, for your edification.
Yeah, I have it pulled up to
information
share.
on page 2 of that document. I'm going to ask you to take a look at the third paragraph, and really it's towards the bottom here. I'm going to ask you to read those to yourself, and you look up when you're done.
You look up when you're done, sir. Correct, Juju. They were never married. No.
Okay.
Does that refresh your recollection as to whether Caitlyn asked you what you were doing with the gun?
I'll just say, I'm not going to comment on what someone else said. I said, someone else said.
Hmm. The lawyer just said the same.
So,
Hmm.
the answer is, in here it says that you told someone that Caitlyn had asked you what you were doing with the gun, correct?
I'm not going to say why someone else said I said something.
But that doesn't refresh your recollection that Caitlyn looked at you after she saw the gun, after she heard the slide rack and said, "What are you gonna do?" Correct?
She did not say that, no.
Well, let's look at another document associated with that.
Yes, let's do, girl. Let's do it.
State's Exhibit 34 for identification. I'm gonna ask you to take a look at this document right here where the tab is marked, and you can look at the whole thing afterwards. It's underlined on the page that's tabbed. Have you seen that report? That's a draft copy of that report you just looked at, right?
Well, that would be the same person, so yes.
And that same person is somebody that you met with, spoke with, and provided information about this incident, correct?
Is he pulling a Jim McCabe? Well, that's
Sure,
not what
yes.
I said, even if it's in the report.
Someone who you've described in messages as the key to everything, correct?
No.
That report where it says, and Caitlyn nonchalantly,
Your Honor, may we approach?
It's coming off very douchey. It's very douchey. While they're going to the bench, I'm going to flip over to this real quick. So here's a picture of him moving. So this group helped him move in. Their group called member. They labeled him as a new mover. Oh, the Free State Project. These people helped him move in. So this is the inside of his house. I think that this room is probably his bedroom, maybe. And then the other one was the living room. Or maybe this was either way, this is one of the rooms. But also in here, it says that the statement read, the reality is Duren is the latest in a long list of Free State Project members charged with committing serious crimes in New Hampshire. What is going on in New Hampshire with these people? What does that even mean? But yeah, it says 9 Free Staters showed up to help Dustin move into Berlin. Some drove over 90 minutes to get there, and on a Wednesday afternoon, no less. But that's him holding Elwyn. There we go. This fucking guy. People, look how douchey he looks in the picture. Fucking mountain man. Agreed. Agreed. This looks like a douche. I know.
So, Mr. Duren, after you picked up the gun, racked the slide,
I
you
have no
walked
idea.
back over to where Caitlyn was on the sofa, correct?
Yes.
Did you walk around the coffee table to get there?
Yes.
You grabbed Elwyn with one hand,
Yes.
had no issue taking her from Caitlyn at that moment, correct?
I never took her and never said I did. I pulled her back. The reason being to create some sort of distance, for 2 reasons. To create some sort of distance between Elwyn and the threat, and then 2, to control Elwyn while I took the shot, just to make sure that she didn't like all of a sudden jerk in front of the path or something like that.
So you were holding Elowen back with one arm, correct? Controlling her.
Yes,
You were holding the gun in the other arm, your right hand.
yes,
You extended your arm to fire, correct?
no. So, I mean, it could be helpful if I actually showed the exact positions.
Let's
but
do it.
My hand would
Let's
have
go.
been, like, as I'm leaning forward over because the table's over here, the couch is in front of me, I'm leaning forward, because Caitlyn's leaning back against the back of the couch with Elowen. So I'm leaning forward, grabbing her, and then the gun would have been probably back here as I'm firing.
And you're firing like this?
Well, whatever this motion is, yes.
Without looking through the sights?
No,
Without
I was
aiming
not
in any
looking through
way?
the sights, no. I was absolutely aiming, yes,
With your hand behind you or next to your body?
yes.
So you couldn't
And
see
he had a
the
gun.
exact location where that barrel was pointed, correct?
When someone fires a gun tens of thousands of times, you know where it's aiming at all times.
Oh, shut
You know
up.
where it's aiming when you're standing like this with your gun here.
Absolutely,
You know if your elbow's not cocked in the wrong position. You know if you're off by an inch. Is that fair to say?
yes,
You testified when, or actually you told the police, they asked you if you knew where you had shot Caitlyn, correct?
yes,
And you told them you did, exactly. You described exactly where on her head she was shot, correct?
yes,
On the side of
They're
her
like
head, in the place
libertarians,
where it was
isn't it?
covered by her hair.
yes.
You know, Mr. Duren, you testimony today,
Okay.
just want to go through a couple of things in there. Oh, before we get to that,
That does.
after you shot Caitlyn, that's when you began loading the car, correct?
Afterwards, yes,
You packed food and water.
yes,
You took pillows and blankets.
yes.
You took multiple changes of clothing for you, correct?
I just grabbed clothes, yes,
Multiple changes, correct? Multiple shirts, multiple sweatshirts.
sure, yes,
You grabbed multiple changes of clothing for Elowen.
yes,
You grabbed multiple changes of clothing for Valen.
yes.
You testified today that you took your work computer because that's a necessity.
His work computer so he can make
That's-
YouTube
Yeah,
videos.
that's why I'm guessing I grabbed it, yeah.
Because you were running, right?
I needed to get out of the area immediately, yes.
Why?
Because you had murdered Caitlyn.
No, absolutely not. I guess I should clarify, yes, I had shot her, but at no point did I ever think that it was murder. No.
That's not how that works, sir.
I got out of the area and made sure that my kids were safe, not just physically, but mentally.
But
Okay.
after you shot Caitlyn, there was no danger in the house, right? Just her body on the couch.
Yes. But again, I didn't know if people were coming or what was going on.
You didn't know if the police were gonna come, right?
I guess, yeah.
And so you turned off the lights, you deadbolted your apartment, and you fled, correct?
Well, I don't even really remember doing that, but if you say that happened, then sure, okay.
Well, you heard the testimony of the
Yes.
people who went into your house, correct?
I did.
That there was
So-
a deadbolt, that they had to ram your door open.
Well, again, I don't even know if I had the key to the actual doorknob, but the deadbolt was just how you locked that door.
Okay, but it was
So-
very important to make sure that it was locked in those moments that you left, correct?
You would have needed the
No,
key to lock
was-
it.
I guess it was just something that I did.
So
Hey,
you-
you leave the house, you shut the lights off, and you lock the door.
So you fled. You drove south, correct?
Well, Southwest,
I-
actually.
Like southwest, yes, yes,
And
Can't
after
help
you called
himself.
your parents, you went dark, correct?
yes.
And you did that so you wouldn't be found, correct?
Because I wanted to spend more time with my kids and make sure that they were mentally okay.
And you knew the police were gonna look for you because there was a dead body in your apartment, correct?
I did, yes, yes.
Mm.
Now, that phone call with your parents, your testimony today is that all you did was say, "We're safe, I killed Caitlyn," and that was it, correct?
I mean, there was a little bit more, but yes, essentially, yes.
Well,
There
what's
was
it?
a lot more, right? Because it was a 13-minute phone call, correct?
Mm.
I mean, okay,
I mean, you saw the records, you have those.
yes,
You spoke to your mom for 13 minutes before you turned off your phone and went dark, correct?
okay, yes.
Even after you decided to turn yourself in, you didn't call the police and say, "Hey, I'm gonna come turn myself in," correct?
Mm-mm.
At
At
no
no
point did I call the police, no.
And you never actually went to the police, correct?
No,
You drove past police barracks, correct?
yes,
And in your statement to police, you said it was because you were gonna have breakfast with your girls, right? But you'd
Brunch.
already had breakfast with them in New York, according to
Well,
your testimony today, correct?
brunch, because the time I don't remember exactly what time that was, but like 10:30 or 11. But
You wanted to
Yes.
delay being with the police or turning yourself in for as long as you could, correct?
not as long as I could, but it's probably fair to say that yes, I was delaying it.
Now, Mr. Durham, before you left your apartment after you'd shot Caitlyn, did you check to see if she was still alive?
I knew she was not,
Oh,
but no,
So you
I
didn't check?
I never specifically went up to her body, no.
So while you were packing this house over the course of minutes to load your car, you never checked to see if just maybe there was a chance she was alive?
I knew that she was not.
You never called 911 just to be sure? To get an ambulance to protect the mother of your children, Caitlyn, who you were so devastated about having shot, correct?
Correct.
yep. You're a piece of
Her
shit.
being dead is what you wanted when you pulled the trigger, correct?
Absolutely not.
Well, you're a Marine, you're trained in using a gun, correct?
Yes,
Mhm.
You know that the only reason to point a gun at somebody is to kill them, correct?
That's right. You don't
Yes.
pull it out
So
unless
when
you plan on
fired,
shooting it.
that's what you wanted.
no. All I was thinking of was Elowen. My focus was Elowen. My entire mindset was save Elowen.
Well,
This was not about Caitlyn.
Mr. Duren, you were saving Elowen from being squeezed too tight, correct? From being pulled away from you, correct?
From
Yes, we do have cherry sheets.
being hurt. Yes,
And you've indicated here that it was your Marine training that kicked in, correct?
it was, yes,
And your Marine training tells you that when you point a gun at somebody, it's to kill, correct?
yes,
And so the end result that you knew would happen when you pointed that gun at Caitlyn was that you were going to kill her, correct?
in a very, very basic sense, I guess so, yes.
Basic. I mean,
You didn't shoot to wound
Okay.
Caitlyn, did you?
No,
You didn't shoot her in the arm?
no,
You didn't shoot her in the leg?
no,
You shot her in the head because that would kill her, correct?
sure, yes,
I mean, Mr.
I mean-
Duren, your defense here today that you want to be justified is that you acted purposefully with deadly force to kill her because she was hurting Elowen. That's your defense, right?
yes.
But yet you're still hesitating as to whether that's what you wanted.
Because I never wanted Caitlyn dead at any point.
Except as a Marine, you knew the moment you pulled your gun and aimed it at her that that's what your goal would be. Correct?
I mean,
The
look at the
goal was
angle.
to
Obviously.
eliminate a threat to my child.
The goal was to eliminate the child's mother, correct?
The goal was to eliminate a threat that was holding my child hostage and hurting her in front of me.
And
Get
that
out of here.
person was your child's mother who had just as many rights to hold that child as you did, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Tragically, yes.
Tragically. Tragically. Exactly. Exactly, Amos. Keep going, sister. We got all day. I will watch you do this all day. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Duren, in your testimony, well, again, your defense is that you shot Caitlyn and that it was justified, correct?
Yes.
We heard the detailed statement. You sat here with us and listened of your 2-hour interview with officers, right?
Yes.
And you've also testified here today.
Yes.
At no time during that statement you gave to officers, right after this incident happened, did you tell the police that you had to kill Caitlyn to protect Elowen, did you?
I didn't specifically say that, but with me describing the event, I described that.
Not quite. We all heard it, sir, but okay.
You described that Caitlyn wouldn't let go of Elowen, correct?
Yes.
You described that she was holding Elowen in a bear hug, correct?
Yes.
You told officers that her not letting go was the tick that caused you to shoot her.
No, the tick was her screaming. I think in the interview I said her yelling.
Well, isn't it fair to say that during the interview you actually never said that Elowen yelled or shrieked, correct?
I did say that. I said, I think specifically I said what is big in my head is Elowen yelling.
Well, that was after the
Or
murder.
screaming or yelling.
That was after you fired.
No, that was just before.
Because you were holding a gun.
Court's indulgence.
Yes.
Oh, come on, ma'am. I gotta go pee. Fancy like Applebee's. I worked at Applebee's once. A long time ago. Is his Abominable Snowman group still supporting him? I don't know. Probably not. Oof. Oof. Let's just start over again. Let's start from the beginning. Prosecutor, why not? Oh, I've never heard of this song. That's true, they do. New Hampshire and Vermont, yes. We learned a lot about that when we were covering a Zizian cult this past spring. Whew, wild times. All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom while she's figuring stuff out.
I'm trying to narrow this down for you, Mr. Duren. I believe I'm going to show you what's marked for identification purposes I believe that Mr. Duren, you're welcome to look through this, that most of the actual incident starts on about page 58, moving forward. Once you go ahead and look through that transcript and tell me, or tell us, or look up when you find where you told the police that Elowen screamed before you shot Caitlyn.
Are you sure this is the right area? Is this where it is?
You're welcome to look through the entire transcript, sir, if you want to find it.
I mean, I'm sure my attorneys know. I just don't know if you're expecting me to go through the entire thing right now to find it.
Well, Mr. Duren, you're saying that you told the police that, correct?
Yes.
On page 59 of the transcript, actually it's really the bottom of page 59, you describe the shooting, correct? You say, I grab it, chamber it, grab Elowen, pull her back and shot, correct?
Yes.
And then you say it was very immediate. Obviously, what was big in my head is Elowen went yelling. She definitely heard it. And you're describing her reaction after the gunshot, correct?
No, no. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're saying.
Obviously, what is big in my head is Elowen yelling.
So let's just follow through. Page 59 of the transcript. It reads, after a couple of times of me trying to grab Elowen, and her not letting go, it was very fast, very joyful. Your Honor.
Overall,
Is that fair to say that that's what the transcript was indicating, sir?
That it was indicating what? $59.
Okay, what have I missed?
So you're talking to the police in your statement about shooting Caitlyn, correct?
Yes.
You described the shooting of Caitlyn.
Yes.
We
Then you
do.
say, after you shot, Elowen went to yelling.
No. I'm saying, oh, it was finger snap, very immediate, as in my reaction to her being hurt was very immediate. Obviously, and quote, obviously what was big in my head is Elowen yelling.
And that follows with, she was complaining about the loud noise in her ears, correct?
And then there was pauses about how I really hope, I don't think she saw anything.
So describing her reaction after the shot was fired, correct? You were hoping she didn't see anything?
Later, yes.
At no time during the interview did you tell the police that you had killed Caitlyn because she was going to be kidnapping Elowen, correct?
I had suspicions, but I didn't know of any specific plan, no.
And you didn't tell the police about those suspicions that she was going to kidnap Elowen, correct?
The point of me talking about the previous situation with Valen in Nevada, that was part of that, me explaining that.
At no time did you tell the police that at the moment right before you shot Caitlyn, that Elowen was being hurt by Caitlyn, correct?
I did,
You told the police that Caitlyn had Elowen in a bear hug, correct?
yes,
That Elowen was crying, possibly because you were arguing, correct?
I said because she was being hurt and because of the arguing prior to.
You said because Caitlyn was holding her tightly, correct?
I mean, sure, yes,
In fact, you told police that Caitlyn had never threatened to harm Elowen, correct?
she never directly threatened to hurt Elowen, no, but she was still doing it in front of my eyes.
Today, in fact, you've testified and used the word hostage, and you've testified to say that Caitlyn was holding
Yes.
Elowen hostage in front of you in your home, correct?
And yes, because even though I was describing a hostage situation and Sergeant McLaughlin knew I was because he asked me about hostage type situations, I never actually said the word hostage. So I'm clarifying that yes, I'm specifically saying hostage, yes.
Right, even when Sergeant McLaughlin gave you that opportunity, you didn't say it, correct?
No, I did, I said yes.
Mm,
We only asked you if you had training in hostages, correct? That's the question you were answering.
If I had trained in hostage type situations, and yes.
that's not the same as him agreeing that that.
Meaning, yes, this was what was going on. So, and yes, I've had training in this type of situations.
Not what that means.
Now, today, Mr. Duren, you've testified that before you shot Caitlyn, you begged her to let go of Elowen, correct?
Yes,
You never once told the police that during your interview with them, did you?
that would be weird if I didn't.
You didn't.
You testified today that while you were trying to take Elowen from Caitlyn, Caitlyn braced her foot on the living room table and pulled back, correct?
Yes.
You never told the police that information during your interview, did you?
This is the whole point of me being here right now, is to be as clear and concise as possible, to add details so that there is no more misinterpretations of what I said.
Well, Mr. Duren, you wanted to talk to the police, correct?
I did, yes.
You knew that you were talking to them about the murder of Caitlyn Naffziger, correct?
At no point did I ever think that this was a murder.
This is arrogance shining through.
You knew it was important when you talked to the police to tell them everything, correct?
Still a murder.
Well, even he said that there was a million things that I would probably think of to say.
And those million things are actually the details now of this offense, correct?
I take my oath right now very, very seriously, and I'm telling the truth.
You've testified today that on the day that you shot her, Caitlyn was demanding that you pay her more money. You said an unheard of amount, correct?
A substantial amount, yes.
You didn't tell the police that information either, did you?
Did I not? I mean, I was certainly talking about her threatening. I guess I don't directly recall if I said if it was specifically about money or not.
When
But
we say threatening, you mean her threat to
Exactly,
call the police
Savage.
and take the kids, correct?
yes,
Today, you've testified that on the day that you shot her, Caitlyn told you that you'd never see your children again, correct?
yes.
You never told the police that during your interview with them, did you?
I guess I do not recall.
His smirks are just, I just want to, I'm sorry, snap. That's what we're doing for this trial. I forgot, snap.
In fact, you told the police about that money situation that Caitlyn, on the day before you shot her, said that she told you you needed, and I don't know how to phrase this, so give me 1 second, that Caitlyn told you that you needed to sell your car to give her the money from that sale, correct?
Oh, are you talking that
That day?
that day?
Yes.
Yes, yes, if I couldn't get her that money, that then I needed to sell my car and give her the money from the car.
You didn't tell the police that information either, did you?
Again, the purpose of me being here is to be as clear and concise and give every detail that I can possibly give so that there cannot be any more misinterpretations.
It says, Mr. I misinterpret everything. So, okay.
Yes.
I think she's going to keep this going until lunch, just in case she has, some more questions she thinks of. That's what I would do anyway. Just keep dragging it out. Because, over lunchtime, he's going to think of a whole bunch of, new shit to say. So. Exactly. And I didn't think it was a murder. So no matter what, it's a murder. Whether or not it's a justified murder is what we're here to determine today. That's why there's different kinds of murder. Ugh, this guy. Oh, hello. Look who we got. Oh, redirect. Oh, boo. Hi, Terry.
My head things aren't working today, so I had to put on these.
Your
The
earmuffs?
state just tried to
Yeah.
claim that you didn't tell the police that she was threatening to take the kids away, right?
Yes,
And you just said, did I not, question mark?
yes,
It would refresh your recollection if I showed you the transcript of all the time you told kids that, right?
yes, it would.
All right. Judge, may
I don't
approach
like him.
What's been marked for ideas?
I've never been compelled to write to somebody in jail, but I'm thinking about just writing them a letter every day that just says, you suck. Just every day.
I know somebody that loves to write to people.
32.
Yes.
Yep.
He does suck.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't grab snacks, but I grabbed my water that I'm attempting to
want me
now
to say
drink.
it?
Lines 1 and 2, does that refresh your recollection
being
about
healthy.
whether or not you told the police that she was threatening to take the kids away?
Yes.
Okay.
What did you, if I can just object that refreshing recollection, Your Honor, the defendant did not indicate he did not recall. He said, but didn't I? Did I not? Was his answer to your question.
Sure.
I know Terry does everything in pink. Terry, speaking of, do you see these? Well, this is kind of like a
Yes,
fuchsia.
except but you are wearing pink and black.
Well, blue. This is pink
Is
and
it
blue,
blue?
actually.
Okay,
You
blue.
can't tell because the lighting, but it's pink and blue. And then I got this like pink purple t-shirt.
Love it.
Look at you rubbing off on me.
Hey, I've joined your court cult. You can join my pink cult.
I guess that's fair. Now, you guys, today we are going to take a break because after this, once they go to lunch, you're going to be portaled over to Terry True Crime, who's doing Midday Missing today.
I am, and it's going to be one of those rant days, an emotional day, because there's men like this in it, both cases.
It's so cliche, isn't it?
It is so cliche.
You can see this behavior time and time and time and time again. This controllingness, this entitlement, this arrogance. Oh, it's disgusting. But so yeah, you guys will be directed there during lunch, but don't worry, we will be back before court starts up this afternoon, I promise. So give up your
Sammy,
sweet tea and coffee.
I
Sam,
still have one cup of coffee a day.
Take the kids away that night.
Yes.
Do you know how many times you told the police that?
I don't know how many times, no.
Would it refresh your recollection if I showed you the transcript?
Yes, it would.
I hate his stupid spirit
His
so
smirk.
much. I hate this guy. He does say that.
If it doesn't, it should. Get a room. Is it a pink room?
Pink room, a padded pink room.
Oh, Michael, the little girl is just precious.
Oh.
Just precious.
Yeah, it's making me deliberately be an asshole. So, train time.
I just need to be able to put people like him in a room by himself.
Yeah, but then you have somebody that always agrees with him
On page 81.
himself.
Yes.
Check page 83.
Agreed.
Agreed. Is he out on
I'm sorry,
bail?
did you say 83?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't think he was ever granted bail. Could be wrong, but I think he's been locked up this entire time. I'm like 90% sure.
We can't be sure. It's a long transcript. At least how many times did you tell the police?
At least 5 times.
At least 5 times. And did the police indicate to you that they thought that that was what you had said?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Was that a burp?
Yes. I love it. I'm a lady.
Yeah.
Oh, you get a room, Amos.
Oh,
You are being an a-hole. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm always an a-hole at some point of each day.
Me too.
I had somebody tell me I was the nicest, sweetest person this weekend when I was at the hospital with my mother-in-law, and I looked at him. I said, yeah, only for about 10 minutes times almost.
I mean, I'm sure compared to her, you were probably a saint at the hospital. So.
I'm an angel.
If he hadn't had a surface weapon, just a thought. I mean, I don't know.
Testified earlier that when this was happening, when you were seeing your child being held hostage in front of you, you weren't angry. Were you afraid?
Absolutely.
See that smirk afterwards?
The child was not being held hostage.
What was different that night than past arguments about custody?
Yes, I was able to, for the most part, brush off past arguments because, and
Right.
the difference being now is because my child wasn't being held hostage in front of me and used as leverage.
And there was some back and forth about
My
whether you
child.
told the police that Elwyn was yelling.
Yes,
When you told the police that Elwyn was yelling, what were you talking about? When was this yelling happening?
I'm specifically talking about right before the third
Come on,
attempt,
Billy.
when I tried to grab Ellen for the third time and she pulled back, bear hugging, squeezing Ellen and twisting and yanking her backwards, that yelling.
While you were holding a gun.
And the state
I would have done the same.
you once or
Yeah.
twice when you wanted to clarify why this happened. But I think you said ultimately the goal was to eliminate a threat who was holding my child hostage in front of me and hurting her. Is that accurate?
Yes, yes it is.
That's all I have right now.
Is his attorney court paid or personal paid?
Court appointed.
Okay. I feel bad for her.
Inside of the transcript. Let me ask you again. You testified today that Caitlyn told you before you shot her that you would never see your children again. Is that your testimony today?
Yes,
And that is something you never told the police, correct?
that specific sentence, maybe not.
Hmm.
Not on page 57 or page 58, correct? You just looked at with counsel.
Okay,
Not on page 81 or 83, correct?
okay,
Yes, sir?
yes.
Because you never told the
Oh,
police
she's
that
doing a
you
good
would
job. I just feel sorry for her.
If you are insinuating that I'm lying right now, that is not true. I am here clarifying, being as clear and concise as I possibly can be.
Doesn't mean it's right, though.
Okay. Mr. Duren, step down. Okay.
You did yourself no favors, buddy. No favors. No fucking favors.
He really needs to know what hostage is, because let me tell you, that is not a hostage situation, sir.
Mm-mm. And I don't think anyone's buying that at all. I wonder what the makeup
smirk.
of this jury is. I don't know if we know. But yeah,
I will say I enjoyed listening to Friday's court while I was at the hospital over
Oh,
the
nice.
weekend, and I kept making comments, and the staff would turn and look at me, and Double H would just shake his head like she just talks to herself.
It's fine. All right. We're in the middle of court, guys, okay? And it's crazy. This guy's crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm clearly and concisely lying my ass off as best as I can. Yeah, I just,
Yes.
right now they're deciding, are they going to rest? I think they're going to rest. That's what I think.
I just,
His arrogance is just, wow.
it's,
Oh, the defense rests.
Thank you.
So they're going to go to lunch.
Okay, counsel approach, please.
But first they're going to see if the state is going to rebuttal or not. And that's what they're going to do. Now, if they're not putting on a rebuttal and they're going to rest, then they'll spend the afternoon doing jury instructions. And if that's what we're doing this afternoon, friends, we will not be back this afternoon because I got stuff I need to prepare for the members only appreciation stream tonight. And
I'm working on it too.
Well, yeah, but I think that we're going to hear the jury instructions the next day, unless you guys really want to watch the jury instructions. But it is going to be, the judge said Friday that it was going to be a lengthy jury instruction hearing. So I don't know.
You
We'll see.
think?
We'll see what happens. That's what he said. I don't know. But I'm thinking that we'll see. They're going to use the Apple gift cards at lunch. Oh my gosh, they do the same thing with my mail truck. I'm yelling, oh my God, yes, Llama, preach, sister, preach.
Okay, so good. It's not just me because P. Lola asked how my mother-in-law is. She's alive, terrifying the staff and blaming everybody else. So she's good.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So she's good. That is her dream world.
Oh man, people don't get enough credit though working with those kind of people.
And that's why I was just thinking about the defense. That's why I asked if it was court appointed because they don't get to pick and choose their clients. They have to take what's given and then they have to do the best to their ability. But I have to tell you, I couldn't do it with people like him.
No, but they've done a good job.
Oh, I
do
agree.
think they've been like zealously representing him where
Yeah,
I've seen cases where the defendant,
I know. But they don't want to have
completely
them
guilty. And they're like,
do an appeal because of inadequate representation. But I just bet everyone who's working on this from the defense is going home and having either a glass of wine,
yes.
whiskey, some scotch. I mean,
I
it would
mean, they
be
have to make
hard.
arguments too that they know aren't going to land, but they just still have to do it anyway. And I do feel like that's what his attorneys have been doing. I think they're doing a fairly good job
think
considering the fact, but ain't nothing they're going to do change anybody's mind.
Exactly.
I'll tell you
They basically were handed a losing situation and they're making the best of it.
that. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I don't care how many unicorns, how many pink sparkles you put on it, it isn't going to get pretty.
No.
And pink sparkles make everything better, but not things like this.
I just cannot get over this guy's like complete lack of emotion. Bye, Dave.
He has so many don't give a fucks. It's interesting.
Just so unemotionally attached to all of it, even after the fact. Like it's crazy. And just him constantly saying, my daughter, my, I'm the only person that can protect her.
She's not a possession. And I hate parents who do that. They're not a possession. They are a human being and they are our daughter.
Oh, I bet Sam. But he's a real peach to,
I'm sure,
represent and communicate with. Oof, gross. Well, members, by the way, members, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, we'll be having our October member appreciation stream where there will be some giveaways and some special announcements, some sneak peeks, like the first 10 minutes of my first episode of The Devil in the Bay, which I'm so excited to show off because I think only me, Buffy, and Amos has watched it. Have you checked it out? I don't think so.
I don't think I have access.
You should.
Tell me.
Send
me a message.
That's fine. You'll see.
Oh, it's in the Google. I was looking in the Discord for it.
Oh no, we upload all the
guys. We have so many places to look for stuff.
We're busy. Oh, let's see what happens. What's gonna happen?
Okay, defense is rested. Anything further from the state relative to rebuttal?
No, Your Honor, the state has no further witnesses and rests.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, thank you. Members of the jury, the evidence is now closed. At this time, there are several things that I have to attend to with the attorneys, as is standard in a matter such as this. So what we are going to do is we are going to break for the day. We are going to break for the day. You'll be dismissed for purposes of today and to return at 9 o'clock tomorrow. At 9 o'clock promptly, we will start closing arguments by both the defense and by the state. And I will instruct you tomorrow, and you will have time tomorrow to begin your deliberations. So again, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, you'll hear closing arguments, you'll hear my instructions, and then you will receive the case tomorrow. So I going to stop for the day here. Again, please do not discuss the case with yourself. Do not discuss the case with anybody else. Please avoid any media coverage relative to the matter. Please conduct no research whatsoever about any matter that you've heard in the courtroom. Please do not transmit anything by way of your own social media. You've been very faithful to my instructions so far, and I have no doubt that you will between now and tomorrow. So again, we'll reconvene at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Go directly to closing arguments, and you will have the case tomorrow. Okay? Thank you. Dismissed for the day.
Why can't you discuss it with yourself? Was that just a Freudian slip, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. That's perfect for Lady in Gray's schedule. Thank goodness the judge is listening to you.
Yes.
Well, so this afternoon, they're going to argue jury instructions.
Yeah.
Probably the whole afternoon. The judge did say Friday it was going to be a long jury instruction hearing or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember the word for it right now. But tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, we'll be closing arguments.
And we'll be in recess until 1 o'clock. Thank you.
So they're in recess till 1. But we're going to do closing arguments tomorrow. And then it goes into the jury's hands. And listen, I don't think it's going to be very long at all. So probably it depends what time closings wrap up. I don't know if it closes. Sometimes if they wrap up by like lunchtime, they'll go to lunch and then come back and begin jury deliberations. But I think probably what we'll do is we're probably just going to hang out tomorrow, like all day, and just, we'll find ways to occupy ourselves. Because I don't think it's going to be that. That's what she said. I don't think it's going to be a very long time to reach a verdict for these people. I'd be very surprised.
I want to say 2 hours.
Yeah, max.
And that's me being overly generous.
I mean, in theory, yes, I think at least 2 hours is sufficient, considering how much testimony and days it's been. It's been a whole 5 days, but like.
Plus, they need time to rant with each other and talk about what a piece of shit he is. I mean, they need to do that.
Yeah. The judge still has to decide if you can kidnap your own child. That's true. There are some of those motions there. They didn't open the door to the abuse allegations. So I guess good job for them on that. But I think it was really kind of like it. If somebody has a gun out,
I was like
who knows how to use it and use it well. Who wouldn't be doing the same thing that she did while you're holding your kid? Anybody. If anybody was acting like reasonable in the situation, it kind of seems like it was her.
I agreed. I mean, somebody pulls a gun, I'm going to do the same thing with my kid.
Mm-hmm. And I liked when the prosecutor, I'm not sure if you were here for this or not, but she had him tell where the exit was.
Exit was
behind him.
Which was behind him.
And I thought that was really great to point out that you weren't actually, because then he said earlier, because she said that, right? Then she went to the Vegas, right? Where he acted as though nobody could get through him to break down the door. And it's like, so you would have thought that she could have gotten past you either then. So like, what are we doing?
So I sadly watched The Perfect Neighbor this weekend. Oh. This guy reminds me a little bit of that woman as far as believing his own stuff.
Wow. We were going to maybe stream that trial, but we got maybe Devin Michaels next week. So that's been put on hold if we do that. Lady Grace says he was between her and the door and he had a gun. Yeah.
He had all the
cards. And okay, you want to get your gun out to like deter, then isn't that when you should probably call the cops?
And why would you do that when there's a child involved? A gun should be the last thought.
Because he is an amazing marksman.
I don't care.
He aims perfectly all of the time.
I know, but I don't care. Sorry. I am a damn good shot too. Not probably as good as him, but still, emotions are
Mhm.
involved. The child could move. I mean, there's too many unknown factors.
Mhm.
And he
And I
was
don't
twice her size. Yes.
Yeah. And I don't think that's the first time he's ever
You know what?
had
I
it
just
out.
had an idea for you.
Hmm.
I think you should create a calendar of all of the POSs for trials you cover and just make them an awful calendar.
I love that idea.
And then we could have it made and sell it.
I love that idea. I like it. It's just some of my snarky comments or my faces.
Absolutely. Because I mean, I'm going to make myself an AJ calendar and give it to myself for Christmas.
That's right. And he performs best under pressure. This guy is so delulu. He
Let me
sounds just like
look
any
up
abuser out there.
narcissist and see if Dustin's name is in the definition.
I mean, his arrogance is
And
something.
to me, I had a hard problem and it was triggering for me the amount of F's he didn't give
Mhm.
for the fact that he took a life
Mhm.
over somebody he supposedly once loved,
Yeah.
had a child with. Even your child's mother, you should have had some F's because of
Something.
what their life is like now.
Mhm.
He didn't have any.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
I would love to get a psychologist's take. If anybody, ooh, I know a psychologist. I wonder if she'd be willing
Mm.
to give us some thoughts.
Dustin could give lessons in arrogance, right? I mean, that it's really just all it showed. All it showed.
Yeah.
Again, and you can, that's the thing with a justified murder, okay? You can and should be very upset that you had to take another person's
would.
life, you know? Like,
I would be. If I had to protect, we often talk when you get your license to carry a gun in Texas, do not point the gun at someone if you're not willing to kill them.
exactly.
And I remember I raised my hand and I asked the instructor, I'm like, even though I could, I know that it would destroy me. It would take me a long time to get past taking someone else's life because that's God's place, not mine. Whatever you believe in, Mother Nature, God, whoever, it's not mine. I would still be heartbroken and crying. Even if it was somebody that broke in my house and tried to kill me, I would
Yeah.
still be upset for their family and that I had to make that decision. This guy,
It's fine.
has he ever taken a life before in the military? Because I know,
They didn't ask or say, so I don't know.
oh, Savage, she does have her hands full, honey.
Mm.
She got you. But I just wonder because I think of police officers that I know that have had to take a life.
Mhm.
It still bothers them. And one that I
Yeah.
know was in the military and took lives there. And he's like, yep, I still see their faces.
I
I
mean,
still have to deal with it.
sometimes you have to do what you have.
This
That's
guy,
where
Dustin,
justified homicide exists, you know?
Dustin doesn't have a conscience. He didn't have a soul.
Mm-mm. I think I think it was Savage earlier that said he has main character syndrome, and I agree. I think that's one of his
Oh,
biggest problems, you know? The way he talks about everything and the way he, like, reminisces about things, it's just
Sam, I love you.
I mean,
It's a lot.
I think that's how a reasonable person
Uh-huh.
would be, and we
That says
don't
you're
have
a
that
good
here.
person.
Yeah. Oh boy, I can't wait for verdict tomorrow.
So have you done a poll? Because
Of
I've
whether
been
or not
listening and I don't remember hearing a poll on what you think the outcome's going to be.
No, I'll do a
I
poll
didn't think so.
tomorrow.
Okay.
After we still got to hear in closing arguments. I think I will be surprised, and it's okay if you have a different opinion.
Who's undecided right now? Are you undecided, Mama? Because you
Me?
usually, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not.
no, I was decided from opening statement. It was like,
I wasn't.
let's go.
I wasn't.
Let's
I'll be
go.
honest. I always try to give the benefit of the doubt or play
Sure.
devil's advocate, as I like to say.
Mm.
It was after the first day. And I will tell you what sold me was watching his reactions.
Mhm.
That's what I was like,
Mm.
yeah,
I mean, the stories just didn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
any sense. And then the more you learned about the scenario, and it was like, oh, then it really doesn't make
Who
any
has the
sense.
child now?
I believe I heard that both sets of grandparents
That's what I thought I read somewhere,
are
that they're
working
sharing.
together. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I believe his parents have been in the courtroom this whole time. The dad did testify for the
I remember
prosecution. They don't have a choice.
he broke my heart.
Yeah. And I think I feel really bad for his parents because, you know, here they are. They had to call the police on their own son because he's a little bitch who didn't want to do it himself and had his mommy do it because he doesn't care about
Mhm.
positions he puts other people in. Obviously, could you imagine? Like, anyway, so I think
No.
that they know that his dad has to know who's
His
fucked.
dad, just
Uh,
watching his dad, I think, is having to grieve the son he
yes,
thought he raised and the son he actually is.
yeah, that's good. Yeah,
I think he's having to grieve that, but I still think at the end of the day, he did the right thing. And
mhm,
as a parent, that, as you know, everybody who's parents, it's not always easy to
mhm,
have to do what's in the best interest of the child
yeah. I
or
think they're
another
there to
human.
like support him, but not like.
They can
Uh,
love their son and hate what he did. That's what I try to say about
and I
people. You can hate the sin and love the sinner.
Yeah, and I think that might be where his parents are. I couldn't imagine. It's
I will say, I hope I am never, and I do think the public needs to do a better job about having empathy for the parents of
mhm,
people like him,
yeah.
because
I
sometimes we
mean,
crucify the whole family.
mhm. And they did the right thing as soon
They
as
did the right
they
thing.
found out what he did. They did not fuck around,
Yeah,
so.
that's when I cried on
Mhm,
that day when his dad was talking, because something you gave your child, they used to,
yeah,
the guilt. I hope they're getting therapy for
mhm,
themselves and for the child.
yeah, yeah, I don't
Sammy, I
envy
need
them.
you to move closer so we can just hang out all the time.
See how I know, right?
You have such a big heart. So
That's
which
true.
trial are you thinking of covering next? Did I just hear you say you might
Mm,
have one next week?
yeah,
Because I thought
maybe.
you
I'm
weren't
hoping.
doing any until December.
No, there were 2 in November, the week before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
There's
well,
Devin
that's what I'm
Michaels and
calling December.
right. Isaac Apodaca. Well, it turns out Devin Michaels, her trial is supposed to start on the 4th. We'll find
Oh,
out Thursday for sure,
okay.
because there's supposed to be a hearing, but all court documents say the 4th. Now, she is in Nevada, Las Vegas,
Nevada.
Nevada,
Mhm.
and she was supposed to be sentenced in July. She took a guilty plea. She took a plea deal. And at the sentencing, she says, "I didn't do it. I'm innocent." Just
Yep,
did you
I
see
I
that
did.
court? Her
I did.
wow.
Nevada's a
Um,
place I follow since I used to live there.
mm,
So it's one of my things that comes up on my feed. That woman.
there's not a lot of information available online about even really the crime when it happened, all of that. So I'm very interested as well in a lot of the details. Because it's pretty. It
Do you
sounds like somebody hated this guy. That's for damn sure.
do you want me to see if any of the court stuff is available on LexisNexis? Because I know
Yeah.
Nevada puts a lot there.
I couldn't find any on their court docs, but I don't have LexisNexis. So if
Okay,
you
I'm gonna
do,
add it.
her name's
And
Devin, Devyn.
YN. Mhm.
But
I
I
will
couldn't
check.
find much. So I'm very interested to actually hear the details of this trial and why she proclaims her innocence. Like 100%, I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. So that should be starting next Tuesday. The thing is that it's 3 hours behind me. So it'll run from like probably like 12 to 8 East
Mhm.
Coast time. So it'll be some real long, long days on Thursdays and Fridays. But I I think it'll be very, very interesting to cover. So, and I don't think it's going to get continued because they were not very happy. Well, so she, by the way, withdrew her plea. Well, the
Mhm.
state kind of withdrew it for her. They were like, nope, we're just going to go to trial because this is inappropriate. And her lawyer withdrew that day. So she got like a whole new lawyer, but it doesn't look like they're looking for a continuance. So I'm expecting it to go.
They have it locked down on LexisNexis. You have to put in your bar number.
Oh, boo.
So, and that's probably because it's getting ready to come to trial.
Yeah, I do think it was irresponsible of that, but I don't know. Maybe his dad didn't know about the harm or anything like that. Did we know if he gave the gun before these events or after? He had the gun when they lived in Vegas. So well before Valen was even born, according to the story he told. He already had it out there. So because remember, the story took place with the burglar or whatever, and the only kid that was there was Elwyn. So what is that noise? That's on your end. That's
That is Rosie. That is Rosie. She's vacuuming and mopping the hallway outside of my office. The new one is much louder than the old one used to be.
Oh, wow.
Sorry about that.
Roombas mop now too?
They do.
Oh my gosh, you're like living the Jetson life.
While I was in Paris, my husband ordered it as a gift because I wasn't here to do that. And I think he didn't want to have to do it. So he bought me a new Rosie.
Okay. I love that.
Because we have dogs.
Yeah.
I name all of my stuff, people. Okay. I'm weird.
Was he ever diagnosed before? They didn't say, but he was receiving veteran disability payments. So I'm assuming you would have had to get those, but I don't know how that whole system works. So a whole lot of Rosie. But yeah, you guys, so we're gonna wrap this bad boy up tomorrow. I'm excited. We'll hang out. We'll do some fun stuff. I don't know, maybe I'll read you guys a newspaper from 1883. It sounds boring, but it was hilarious and amazing.
They had newspaper, then they did. And I will still do midday missing at the regular time since it's not a lunch break.
Oh, okay.
Because I do know a family member for one of the cases responded on one of our social media posts saying they couldn't wait for it. And I did let them know that it would be early if court. And if no court, we would do it regular time.
All right. Well, we'll still redirect everyone there when this one ends. But
so please, guys, if you can come, the cases today, I mean, they're all heartbreaking, but there are 2 POSs in this. It's a day. I decided to do it all in one day so I can just get it all out of my system.
I'll tell you, this case has riled me up like Thursday and Friday. It's just, and today I'm just like, so angry at this guy. I don't think I've gotten this angry with doing a trial before. Like, just
go have some chamomile tea, put a little magnesium in it, and soothe your nerves.
No, just rage all day.
No, just rage. But tonight you got to get all your rage out before tonight because we have some fun, exciting stuff tonight for members.
Yes, I'm very excited.
We have special giveaway.
We do. I haven't mentioned anything.
I know. I'm just saying we have a special giveaway. I didn't mention a word.
I'm very excited about it. So, yeah. Well, that's all I got for today, I think.
If there's anyone on here that's a member, could you please email me your screen name, your email address, and your address so that if you win something, I have it? Because we had somebody who won something last time, but we never got their address, so it never shipped. And that breaks my heart. I want to send you free things.
I want to send you free things. Boone's Farm for the win.
Hey, Strawberry Hill and Tickled Pink are still the bombs.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. Oh,
I'm just a rat in a cage. I don't know that song.
That's from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite bands.
Okay, I don't know the song is what I was trying to put.
Oh, is that a doorbell?
That was not on my end.
It's not on my end. I don't even have a doorbell.
Mine plays music.
That was weird. Where do we send an email? Oh, at Terry, Teri, at tcwtmedia.com.
I got Lainey's emails, Angie. I got them.
Oh, look, it's just in. Someone says Boone's Farm, and then he pops up. Oh, he's lurking.
I do have a question. I tried to watch it last night because it's Halloween week, and I'm really enthralled with the Pennywise guy on TikTok. I don't have Paramount. It's the one thing. It's Terry at tcwtmedia.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right there. But I don't have Paramount. It's the one subscription we got rid of, and that's the only place I can watch it. Yeah, make sure you spell my name with only one R. A lot of people do Terri. It's just
that could be.
Terri. Or you can send it to me in Discord.
Yes.
Either way.
That too.
And I mean, who knows? You might get a Christmas card in the mail as well. You never know. You might get some
Terry,
glitter.
that's true. She loves sending shit.
So, well, I have to say, I was telling somebody this weekend that you are amazing, Llama, because to sit here 4, 6, 7, 8 hours a day with these trials takes dedication. And the fact that you are still a sane, nice, loving person says a lot. Because
thank you.
There's things I'm glad I'm not on air when I'm watching, because we probably would have been canceled. I mean, because some of these people are fucktards.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I was like, after, I think it was Friday, after I got off, I was like, Llama, you need to be careful. Some people are watching this on their TV, and you've used a lot of cursey words today. But then I was like, yeah, but fuck this guy. I think they'll forgive me, because this guy sucks so
you're
much.
Forgiven. You're
I can't
forgiven.
help myself. I can't help myself.
So I just wanted to tell you, because I did tell somebody, because I had my midday missing tights on at the hospital. And I had on Bianca Carusco's missing shirt because it matches perfect.
Oh,
and so people asked me what that was. So I was explaining about our channel and, of course, telling them about you. And one lady, she was like, oh, my God, my daughter's a nursing student. She listens to true crime podcasts while she studies. I was like, okay. She goes, could you take my phone and add it and add the YouTube channel so I can share it with her? I was like, absolutely.
You are so good at promo. I don't go out into the world enough to tell people about us. But you do.
I do, and I talk to everybody.
Yes, I only do it to read what Savage has to send to me every day. That's exactly.
I mean,
exactly it. No,
Savage,
it's true. I'm sad if he wouldn't be here.
You and Dave are, I mean, sometimes when I'm just listening, Llama forgets to read out what you say. She'll just pop it up because court's going on. And when I go back and I'll watch it, I'm like, oh my God, that's great. But you didn't say it out loud. And I'm like,
Sometimes
here.
I'm not the best at that.
Well, but they're talking. I appreciate you not interrupting trial.
That's true.
So, and yes, Sammy, envelopes full of glitter for everybody but Buffy. I respect people's boundaries. And if you don't like glitter or confetti, just tell me. I try to be respectful.
I mean, she will give you a look, but she'll
I won't give you a look. I mean, everybody has something wrong with them. Love you, Buffy.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
And I'm like, Buffy's like, yeah, Terry, that's why I don't care for you, because you give me that look.
Oh, gosh, that's funny.
How long do you think Devin Michaels' trial will last?
It's a good question. I don't really know much about it. Like, literally not very much. I know that in something I read yesterday, they had talked about some expert witnesses for the state. Since this lawyer just came on like 3 or 4 months ago, a week maybe.
Really?
I don't think
that.
Like maybe a week. I think it'll be as long as Dustin's here, if that.
Okay.
I bet you she takes the stand though. I mean, you kind of
can hope.
I mean, should she? Does she need to? No.
She doesn't need to.
But if she's claiming to be like 100% innocent, and the way she acted at the sentencing hearing, I think she's going to feel compelled to take the stand. She doesn't need to, but
Have
it's
you ever
not like
watched a trial in a Nevada courtroom before? Their
I don't think
courtrooms,
so.
the two I've been in, are very interesting. So I am excited to see what courtroom it's in.
Oh, no, I did watch one because there's this lawyer who likes suing everybody. Something Bambino.
Was that in civil court?
I mean, he wouldn't pay like tickets. Oh,
Okay.
Law Talk with Mike would always cover his stuff, and I can't remember what his name is. This guy was ridiculous. The way
Because
he
some
dressed
of
his-
their courtrooms, or the two I've been in, and of course
Mhm.
it's now been 10 or 15 years, they were like church pews. It was all connected. So you didn't have a walk down the middle. You walked around the outside.
Ew.
So when
why?
you got in the middle and you had to get up and go to the bathroom, you had to go through everybody.
It's stupid.
Uh-huh. And it was a big thing. And I know they were talking about redoing it and stuff, but I was like, I want to say it was Henderson that I went in that was like that. And then the one downtown Vegas. And I was like, whatever you do, do not sit in the middle, people. Because you
Right?
can't get out.
Why would anybody make a bench that long?
I don't know. It's literally like going to church.
Ugh.
So Angie, she does say she has proof, which is what I remember about that case, which tells me she's going to want to maybe get on the stand to tell her truth with her proof.
I think so as well. That's why I am expecting her to take the stand. So we'll see, though. We'll see how that goes. I'm excited. Like I said, there's not much out about it. So I kind of like sometimes not knowing much about, like, I didn't know Zippy Zap about this case when we decided to do it. And look at all the crazy things that like came out and like, whoa, this is something. So I think that'll be another one of those cases. And then the next one is like November 18th for New Mexico. That one's crazy. Him and his girlfriend invite an ex-girlfriend over, or it's a throuple. I don't know. I'm a little confused by it. And they end up killing her. I want to say with a samurai sword, but maybe
What case is that in New Mexico?
Isaac Apodaca. Okay. And his girlfriend has already taken a plea deal. So she's going to testify against him. She's a real piece of work. I'll just put it that way. A real piece of work.
Oh, this is the bloody sword case. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a sword.
It's the bloody sword. That's what I was like.
Three.
I don't know why. I thought it was somewhere besides New Mexico, but that's okay.
No, there's like two in New Mexico and one in like Arizona where they were all kind of very similar crimes. So that's why I sometimes get confused of like separating them out. But yeah, it was. Oh, Tommy. Yes. Now I know who you're talking about. The guy that definitely has killed multiple of his wives. I forgot that was in Vegas. That was a wild one too.
Is that the guy that was married 6 times?
Yes.
And 4 of his wives were dead or something?
Yes, like 4 out of 6. Yes.
I didn't know that one was live streamed.
Yeah, it was.
I'm going to have to go back and find that one because that case I've always wanted to cover it on TCW.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was, we all watched it together. It was pretty wild. That guy sucks.
When did y'all watch it? Y'all watched it on Couch Court?
No.
I was going to say because it was, okay.
It was like 2 years ago.
Okay, back when all of you and your besties met and became besties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the trials we
That was before I was invited to the Cool Kids Club.
The Cool Kids Club. Did you not hear I was up late reading a newspaper from 1883?
I did, and
I'm a cool kid.
I'm like, it must have been really interesting for you to be reading it.
It's fascinating. Okay. So that's what I do. Because I'm a weirdo like that.
Well, I started the book that I got, Origin of Fire. I went ahead and started that since I couldn't find it. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it because I'm raging through it. I'm only on chapter 2.
Because it's written by John Orr, right?
And he might as well have just wrote a freaking confession.
Really? Oh, yeah, because this is the fake. That's right. This is his fiction book.
That is all based on reality.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
like I said,
life.
2 chapters in, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I got to stop. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead and read all over.
It's a newspaper.
It's a newspaper. I learned a new one. Do you know what kind of lawnmower a cow uses?
What?
A lawnmower.
Shut up. A lawnmower. That's good. That's good stuff right there. I like that one.
So,
Oh, that's great.
well, thank you for letting me pop on. I'm sad that they ended early, but I think this will all be wrapped up tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe even before lunch. I don't know. We'll see. No, probably not. But yeah, well, we'll have lots of fun tomorrow as well, friends. Members, again, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, will be our October member appreciation stream. So be there because we will be playing a few guests and numbers in chat, and you could win a prize. Also, this is going to redirect you to Terry's Midday Missing, which will be starting in about 30 minutes. So hang out and chat. She'll be there. So I will probably stop in and see you guys over there too, for sure. So
Please. You're welcome.
all right. Well, hey, thanks for stopping on today.
I hopped on
Okay.
really thinking we were going to redirect early for lunch.
Me too. Me too. But the state was like, nope, we're good. I think we got it in the bag.
I'd like the state's like, yeah, I think we're good.
I think so too.
Well, I will see you guys in about 30 minutes. So hopefully see everybody over in the chat.
All right. Bye, guys. Now remember, go
Bye.
forth and be amazing and bring all your snacks for tomorrow because it's going to be a day. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.